Chapter 807. Do you still have any humanity? How can you be so heartless? He is still a child. You keep saying that it is enough for him to have Lingqing. But if you leave, how can Lingqing come back? He has no mother and needs a father. That's right. You can let go of Shosho and leave. You can do that to your own son, let alone to other people's children. Song Shiyu was a little uneasy and said. Baiyi stared at Song Shiyu's anger and resentment towards her. This, perhaps, was human nature. Most people stood on their own side, and she did not blame them. Every man for himself would be destroyed by heaven and earth. However, she also had to stand on her side to consider the problem. She had just arrived, but Song Shiyu already had so many opinions about her. It was obvious that Song Shiyu cared about Xiao Axian. In the future, as long as Xiao Axian provoked a little, Song Shiyu would have more opinions about her. In the long run, it would hurt the relationship between them. Song Shiyu was Gu Lingqing's mother. It was difficult for Gu Lingqing to be stuck in the middle, and she would also be annoyed. No matter how powerful the enemy was, it could not hurt a person's heart. The one who could hurt a person's heart was always the person he cared about the most. Baiyi turned around and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply. I respect and support your decision. Baiyi's heart trembled, and some warm currents flowed into her limbs and bones. He still cared about her the most, so even if she showed the evil side of human nature, he still protected her. In her heart, his action was very warm. Similarly, in Song Shiyu's heart, she must have been hurt. Life was so angry. Everything in the world reinforced and restrained each other. What was good for one side would naturally be bad for the other side. Lingqing, I don't like Xiao Axian because he was born from you and another woman. I'm jealous, disgusted by him. I feel uncomfortable whenever I see him. Even if I pretend to be kind on the outside, I can't change the torment in my heart. But I don't want you to feel bad and be stuck in the middle. So, I choose not to be calculative. After all, you are his father. He needs you to correct his outlook on life, values, and right and wrong. In the future, you should pay more attention to him. Surround him with your love. This is the only thing I can tolerate and support you in fulfilling your responsibilities as a father, Baiyi said seriously. Gu Lingqing nodded. When he nodded, there was a moment of discomfort in her heart. The more time Gu Lingqing spent on Xiao Axian, the less time he spent on Shosho. However, it was impossible for a person to get everything he wanted. He shouldn't build his happiness on other people's pain. He shouldn't hope for 100%. The greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. It was enough to get 50%. If it was less than 50%, there was no need to wait and stay. Even if she was uncomfortable, she had to endure it. After all, Xiao Axian was his child. She chose to live with Gu Lingqing, so she had to accept the current situation. When accepting the current situation, she had to first consider the future. With this situation, many things could not be avoided. Instead of suffering every day in the future, it was better to think about what she could retreat from the beginning and what her bottom line was. Once she had made up her mind, there was no need to hesitate. After all, the road was chosen by herself. Baiyi looked at Song Shiyu. You don't have to worry now. Song Shiyu calmed down and realized that what she said just now was too harsh. I'm sorry, Xiaoya. I said the wrong thing just now. Song Shiyu apologized. Baiyi smiled. This is the resentment you have for me. If I were you and my daughter-in-law ran away and left the child behind, would definitely have resentment too. You're right, you don't have to apologize. Song Shiyu was worried that her behavior would chase Baiyi away. It's my fault. I shouldn't have said that. You've done enough for Lingqing. It's also because you love him and can't bear to be apart. That's why you made this decision. I didn't consider your pain. I'm sorry. You're a good child. I know that your decision is definitely right. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. There's no resentment. It's not about forgiveness. Thank you for helping me take care of Shosho, Baya said calmly. Her calmness scared Song Shiyu. She asked uncertainly, will you bring Shosho to visit me? I'm not staying with you, but it doesn't mean that you can't visit Shosho. I welcome you to visit Shosho anytime. But if I bring Shosho here and Xiao Axayan sees him, he will feel uncomfortable. He will feel that his pitiful love has been taken away again. He will hate my child. I don't want to cause trouble for my child, Baya said rationally. Song Shiyu didn't know what to say. She lowered her head and wiped her tears. She knew that Baya studied psychology. She was more knowledgeable about life than the average person. She could see the future and predict the future. So, even though it seemed heartless, it made sense. If she said it directly, she would feel uncomfortable for a while. If she didn't say it, people would be suspicious and she would feel uncomfortable for the rest of her life. Then, can you stay here today? Song Shiyu asked expectantly. Baya nodded. It could be seen that Shosho was well taught by Song Shiyu. If she took Shosho away as soon as she came back, it would be unkind to Song Shiyu. I will stay for a few days. As for the rest, we will wait for Gu Lingqing's arrangement. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing nodded. Baya went back to her room. Shosho was playing with toys in the room with Xiao Xia. Baya sat on the sofa and watched Shosho. Shosho handed his beloved car to Baya. Baya took it with a smile. Shosho went to get other gifts for Baya. Baya took it and played with Shosho, Song Shiyu's room. When are you going to move? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Although Xiaoya's words are harsh, she avoided unhappiness in the future. I think what she said makes sense. I will come back to see you often, Gu Lingqing said with a deep voice. Xiaoya has always been cold and decisive. Once she has decided, no one can change her mind. From another perspective, if she doesn't come back, you won't come back either. You will only come back when she comes back. Although she is cold, she is reasonable and considerate. She won't make things difficult for you, Song Shiyu said softly. Xiaoya has forgotten most of the things. She has also forgotten about Zhou Hailan. Ha! She has forgotten most of the things. Song Shiyu was shocked. She didn't know about this. No wonder she is more rational than before. She is so rational that she is not affected by her emotions. She has forgotten most of the things. Is there an accident? She hypnotized herself. Song Shiyu was shocked again. She lowered her head and hid her emotions. I forgot that she had this ability. I am Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow my WeChat account. Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 808. Gu Lingqing could tell that she still had a grudge against Baya. His gaze deepened. I left without saying goodbye and chose to die. She must be very sad. After all, she had worked so hard for so long. That's why she chose to forget the past. In the past, I lived for the country. Now, I want to live for her. She sacrificed so much for me, Gu Lingqing said to Baya in a gentle tone. Song Shiyu was moved. We owe her. Don't worry about Xiao Axian. I'll raise him up and regulate his behavior. I'll teach him to be a good person. When Xiaoya left, she considered your feelings. She was afraid that you would be too sad, so she asked someone to send Xiao Axian to your side. She wanted you to be happy. If she makes you feel uncomfortable now, she hopes that you can forgive her, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Song Shiyu's eyes turned red. I just think, how can a person be so rational and heartless? Being heartless doesn't mean that she doesn't have feelings. The probability of her analysis is 80%. She just eliminated a lot of unnecessary worries, Gu Lingqing said. She's the person you love the most. You'll definitely speak up for her. Even if she's not the person I love the most, I think what she said makes sense. You have a different feeling for Xiao Axayan. Now, you feel that Xiao Axayan is wronged. If she and Xiao Axayan have a conflict in the future, you'll side with Xiao Axayan even more. Your feelings will be consumed during the incident. She's just trying to maintain the current situation, Gu Lingqing said rationally. Ah! Xiao Axayan screamed in fear. Song Shiyu immediately opened the door and saw Xiao Axayan lying on the ground, not moving at all. Gu Lingqing came out too. The first person he saw was Baiya standing in the corridor. What happened? He rolled down the stairs by himself, Baiya explained. Xiao Axayan sat up. Her arms, legs and waist were all bruised. She pointed at Baiya and said, "It was you. You pushed me down." "Why did you push me?" Song Shiyu looked at Baiya. Baiya smiled and said to Song Shiyu, "Do you believe him but not me? He is already injured. How can you still smile?" Song Shiyu said anxiously. Baiya was also angry. "Can you tell what a smile is?" "I'm not laughing because I'm taking pleasure in your misfortune, but because I'm disappointed in you. Besides, even if I'm really laughing, it's only natural because he's trying to frame me. Kindness needs to be clear about the target. You should have heard of the story of the farmer and the snake. You're so eloquent. I can't argue with you." Song Shiyu helped Xiao Axayan up. "Are you hurt? Where does it hurt? I'll take you to the hospital now." Song Shiyu held Xiao Axayan's hand and walked away. Baiya smiled slightly. She shouldn't be angry. She looked at Gu Lingqing and said, "Do you also think that I did it? I believe he fell down on his own. There was no need for you to push him, but there was something to be gained from him pushing you. He was aiming for Song Shiyu's misunderstanding of you and her love for him," Gu Lingqing said. Baiya felt a little warm in her heart. She was not angry anymore. She came here because of Gu Lingqing. As long as Gu Lingqing understood her, she didn't care about other people. Naturally, she didn't need to care about other people's emotions and misunderstandings about her. This child must have prepared a plan. When I went out, I saw him standing at the stairs. He looked at me with hatred and fell down by himself, Baiya explained. "Xiaoya, you're a psychologist. What do you think we should do in such a situation?" "There's no solution. The reason why he did this is because of his hysterical hatred for me. In order to take revenge on me, he didn't hesitate to hurt himself. He's someone who can be cruel to himself. Although he's still young, he's very vicious. In order to avoid aggravating the hatred, the less contact, the better. So, I really can't bring him around," Baiya said gently. Gu Lingqing nodded. "I know what to do. Wait for me at home." Gu Lingqing went out and saw them by the lake. Song Shiyu was applying medicine for Xiao Axayan. Gu Lingqing walked over and took the medicine from Song Shiyu. He squatted down and applied it for Xiao Axayan. "Dad, she really pushed me downstairs," Xiao Axayan complained. "I installed a surveillance camera in the room and checked it. I saw you standing at the stairs from the start. When you saw her coming out, you fell down by yourself," Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Xiao Axayan was stunned. He looked at Gu Lingqing carefully. Song Shiyu saw Xiao Axayan's expression and knew that it was true. He comforted, "Xiao Axayan is still a child. It's inevitable that he'll be stubborn. Don't blame him. When a child does something wrong, he can avoid punishment because he's a child. It's mainly because the adults are soft-hearted, loving and unwilling to let him go. As time goes by, the child will feel that it's okay for him to make mistakes because someone is protecting him and spoiling him. In the future, he'll go overboard. He's trying and leveling up, Gu Lingqing said coldly. Song Shiyu's expression didn't look good. I'll teach him in the future. You can't bear to punish him this time. If you still can't bear to do it next time, I'll send Xiao Axian away and get someone to teach him strictly, Gu Lingqing said. Dad, don't, Xiao Axian knelt on the ground anxiously. Xiao Axian won't do it again. Xiao Axian will be obedient in the future. I've heard you say this a few years ago. What happened in the end? You hate her but she's innocent. I've never liked your mother. She killed my brothers and has been lurking around me. I don't expect you to understand now. I just hope that you'll understand when you grow up. Gu Lingqing stood up coldly. I won't allow you to send him away. Are you trying to force me to death? Xiao Axian is already pitiful without his parents. Where are you going to send him? Lingqing, you can't be so cruel. Song Shiyu walked to Xiao Axian's side and protected Xiao Axian. I'm not cruel. I'm just making the right choice. You're loving but you'll cause him to go astray. If you send him away, won't he go down the wrong path? He'll hate you too. Let Xiao Axian stay by my side. I'm begging you, Song Shiyu said pitifully. Gu Lingqing's heart softened. He looked at Xiao Axian in Song Shiyu's arms. This is the last chance I'm giving you. If you do something wrong again, I promise you'll lose your freedom forever. Xiao Axian nodded. His whole body was trembling with anger, tolerance, fear, and hatred. Gu Lingqing went back. Baiya was playing with Shosho. Gu Lingqing sat next to Baiya, looked at her and said, I will take you and Shosho back to the military area tomorrow. Bring Xiao Xia along. I think she has a good relationship with Shosho. She doesn't have a boyfriend yet. We'll find one for her in the military, Baiya said with a smile. Xiao Xia immediately blushed and lowered her head shyly. What about Lin Shulan? Gu Lingqing asked. I am Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow my WeChat account. Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 809. She's your mother's adopted daughter and there's no one around her. Let her stay with your mother. Old people need to be taken care of too, Baiya said gently. She was so mean to you just now. Don't you blame her? Gu Lingqing asked and passed the toy to Shosho. Of course not. She loves Xiao Axian so much. The moment I refuted her, she would definitely be angry too. When people are angry, they will definitely hurt others. That's normal. Plus, she has a grudge against me. She must vent it out. We should be filial to her in the future, Baiya said with a smile. Gu Lingqing smiled too. She looked cold and aloof, but in fact, she knew what was right and what was wrong. She was also very understanding. Shosho, call me Daddy, Gu Lingqing said. Daddy. Shosho played with his toy and said casually. Baiya saw that he was acting weird and her heart softened. She lowered her head and kissed Shosho's face. Shosho looked at Baiya and kissed Baiya's face too. It was as if the intimacy came from the blood. Half an hour later. Lin Shulan came up and said to them, dinner is ready. Young master, madam, Xiao Xia, young master, come down and eat. Let's go down and eat, Gu Lingqing said and wanted to hold Baiya's hand. Baiya quickly carried Shosho. Gu Lingqing was speechless. Xiao Xia pursed her lips and smiled. The last time she had a gathering with her classmates, everyone said that after a man gave birth to a son, the most important thing in his heart was his wife. After a woman gave birth to a son, the most important thing in her heart was her son. They also said that after a man gave birth to a daughter, the most important thing in his heart was his daughter. After a woman gave birth to a daughter, the most important thing in her heart was her husband. She had never married, had no boyfriend and had never given birth to a child, so she just listened to it. Now, it seemed to be true. Baya carried Shosho downstairs. Song Shiyu was setting the table. She greeted respectfully, "Mom." "Well, have a seat. I was in a bad mood just now, so I spoke too harshly. I'm sorry." Song Shiyu apologized. "It's okay," Baya said with a smile and looked at Shosho. "Call me Grandma, Grandma." "Grandma," Shosho called out in a childish voice. He looked at Song Shiyu with his black eyes. Song Shiyu also liked Shosho. She then looked at Baya. "Shosho has a child chair. I'll carry him to eat first." "All right." Song Shiyu carried Shosho and placed him on the child's chair. She prepared some food for Shosho and Xiao Xia came over to feed Shosho. Baya saw that the food was very sumptuous. There was Peking duck, beef, braised pork with preserved vegetables, prawns, braised fish, stewed chicken feet, pickled squid, white gourd spare ribs, crab tofu and a bowl of fu tiao chang. It had been a long time since she had seen so many dishes from her hometown. Her appetite was instantly aroused. She ate the braised pork with preserved vegetables and praised generously, "Delicious." Song Shiyu heard the praise and smiled. "Eat more. You're too skinny. It's good for your body to gain some weight. I'm learning martial arts from Lingqing now to strengthen my body. Mom, you should eat more too." Baya smiled. Gu Lingqing peeled the prawns, dipped them in the sauce and placed them in front of Baya. Baya felt sweet. The prawns that Gu Lingqing peeled were very delicious. She peeled one too and dipped it in the sauce. She placed it in front of Gu Lingqing. Love was like a beautiful waltz. It wasn't about giving blindly, nor was it about gaining blindly. Instead, it was about mutual efforts. "Oh yeah, is Zhang Xingyu still with you?" Baya asked casually. Lin Shulan shivered and lowered her head. "He should be nearby. Ask him to join us for dinner," Baya said. "Okay," Gu Lingqing replied and made a call. Lin Shulan quickly gobbled up the rice and finished it in a minute. She said to Xiao Xia, "You eat. I'll feed Shosho." "Okay," Xiao Xia replied and sat at the dining table. Soon, Zhang Xingyu came over and greeted them respectfully, "Madam Chief, Madam Chief. Xingyu, long time no see. You've grown stronger," Song Shiyu said happily. Zhang Xingyu scratched his head and looked at Gu Lingqing. "It's the chief who took good care of me." Lin Shulan stole a glance at Zhang Xingyu. Her eyes flashed with emotion. She lowered her head and continued to feed Shosho. Zhang Xingyu didn't see Lin Shulan. He sat beside Xiao Xia and smiled at her. Xiao Xia blushed even more. Lin Shulan saw the exchange of glances between them. She smiled bitterly and continued to feed Shosho. Shosho shook his head in satisfaction and knocked on the table, attracting everyone's attention. Zhang Xingyu looked at Shosho too. This kid is obviously a martial arts prodigy. Everyone at the table laughed. Even Gu Lingqing, who usually didn't smile, had a smile on her face. Lin Shulan looked at Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu didn't even look at her. She didn't want to embarrass herself, so she continued to feed Shosho. Baya could tell that there was something going on between Lin Shulan and Zhang Xingyu. She looked at Gu Lingqing and met Gu Lingqing's gaze. You wanted to matchmake them, but Zhang Xingyu didn't have the intention, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. I can tell, Baiyi said softly as she placed the peeled prawns into Gu Lingqing's bowl. The meal was quite harmonious. After the meal, Gu Lingqing and Baiyi brought Shosho out for a walk. The breeze blew past their faces, bringing with it the fragrance of flowers. Is the president your elder brother or younger brother? Baiyi asked. He said that he's my elder brother. Because we're twins, he looks very similar to me. I told him that he'll meet us at the military base tomorrow. Also, he's married to Mu Wan. She changed her name to Xiang Wan, Gu Lingqing said. Baiyi shook her head. I don't have any impression of these people. You haven't met her, but you suggested not to marry her. Mu Wan is the daughter of the eldest daughter of the Xiang family. She followed her father since she was young. She only returned to the Xiang family after her father died, Gu Lingqing explained. Baiyi nodded. She had no impression of these people and wasn't interested in them. She squeezed Gu Lingqing's shoulder and her eyes lit up. What position are you going to arrange for me at the military base? The wife of the chief, Gu Lingqing said seriously. Baiyi smiled. Arrange a job for me in the psychological field. I need to have something to do so I won't feel too empty. Okay, I'll make arrangements after we go to the military base tomorrow. Will you still accept patients who are not from the military base? Baiyi pondered and said, I don't think so. I can still show the soldiers' families. I used to be in the gynecology and obstetrics department, so I know how to deliver babies. Soldiers and their wives and children have been away for too long, so it's inevitable that they will be homesick. If we can bring them over and they can see each other often, they will be more grateful. Soldiers have sacrificed a lot to protect the country, so we should also fight for more benefits for them, right? About this, I'll leave it to you. If you have any ideas, you can tell me and go through the process. Don't worry about money, Goose is still rich. I am Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow my WeChat account. Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:10. Baiyi lowered her head and laughed softly. Gu Lingqing looked at her, puzzled. What are you laughing at? I feel very happy, so I'm very happy. I'm also thankful for my hard work in the past, so that I can easily obtain happiness now, Baiyi said happily, her eyes reflecting the light of the street lamps, full of emotion and passion. When he heard her say that, his heart was filled with tenderness. He smiled and held her hand, intertwining their fingers. I'll tell you everything in the future. I won't let you guess or make a choice. That's the best. You know, when you do a job, you'll get tired of it. I'm always trying to guess people's hearts at work. If life is so tiring, I'll feel very annoyed. Baiyi leaned on his shoulder and looked up at the moon. The moon was round and bright, looking very beautiful. When are you going to visit Lu Shuang in Country D? I'll make the arrangements, Gu Lingqing said gently. I want to go after I see Shiniyan, so that I can answer to her. Otherwise, if I go empty-handed and bring nothing to her, it'll only add to her worries, Baiyi said rationally. Okay. The two of them stood together and looked at the moon. Xiao Xia held Shosho's hand and stood at the side, looking at the moon with them. The autumn wind blew over. It was cool, but mixed with the fragrance of nature, it felt very beautiful. It was as if they were in ancient times, enjoying the peace and beauty of nature. The next day, Baiyi woke up naturally. She looked to her side and saw that Gu Lingqing was no longer there. He usually woke up earlier than her. She went to brush her teeth and wash up. When she went out, she saw Gu Lingqing running around the lake. She ran with him, trying her best to keep up with his slow pace. They ran 10 laps and came back. I'll teach you a few of the most useful defensive skills. Sure, Baiyi replied. Do you know where the weakest part of the human body is? Gu Lingqing asked. Eyes, throat, and there, Baiya said. If the opponent attacks you from the front, in a moment of desperation, you should attack his eyes and throat. Except for the weak points, these two places have no defense. If you kick your hand over there, the opponent will clamp your leg, which will put yourself in danger. Gu Lingqing explained in detail. Baiya nodded and went to attack Gu Lingqing's eyes. He did not move. Of course, she wouldn't really attack his eyes. She stopped and asked, "Why didn't you dodge?" "I want you to find your sense of existence," Gu Lingqing said earnestly. "If I didn't hold back, would you have lost your eyes?" Although Baiya scolded him harshly, she still felt sorry for him in her heart. Moreover, there was a very sweet feeling. "Didn't you stop it?" Gu Lingqing said dotingly, "In order to ensure that you can hit the enemy without fail, I will train your speed and the strength of your fingertips." "Do you know how to train them?" Baiya shook her head. Although she had done research on psychology, she knew nothing about training. "How?" "First, lift dumbbells for an hour every day. Half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening. Then, do 6 sets of pull-ups every day. 3 sets in the morning, 30 in each set. 3 sets at night, 30 in each set. Let's do it slowly." "Pull-ups? I can't do any of them." "That's because you lack arm strength." "Does training arm strength have anything to do with fingers?" Baiya was confused. "Actually, there are exercises that involve fingers. Besides, increasing muscle strength will improve your speed and strength. If you can't even do one pull-up, you can change to push-ups. Can you do that?" Baiya shook her head again. "Very few girls can do one. I can't even do one." "Do half a push-up first. Take it slowly." Baiya was confused. Why do half a push-up first? One is to put your hands on the ground. Your hands and feet are on a flat surface. Half a push-up is to put your hands on the stone bench first. Your hands and feet are at a 45-degree angle. You can do it easily this way. Then, slowly lower the height of your hands until you can do a standard push-up. I will train with you. We have all the time in the world, Gu Lingqing said softly. Baiya nodded. Then, I'll try half a push-up first. She looked at the chair by the lake. Can I put my hands on it? Yes. Baiya put her hands on the chair and pressed down. She did 3 push-ups. Gu Lingqing leaned over and held her stomach with his hand. He reminded her, when you do push-ups, you have to press your body down. All the strength is concentrated in your palms. You don't have to move your butt. Baiya was speechless. She blushed. She imagined herself doing it. It was awkward. She pressed her body down. Her arms were too thin and had no muscles at all. They could not support her weight at all. If not for Gu Lingqing holding her up, she would have fallen to the ground. I'm sorry. My stamina is really bad, Baiya apologized. It's my fault for not taking good care of you. Don't worry, we can do it slowly. As long as tomorrow is always better than today, Gu Lingqing comforted her. I'll try half a push-up first, Baiya said. She looked at the stone table in the forest. Okay. Gu Lingqing held her hand and led her to the forest. Baiya practiced push-ups while he practiced martial arts. Baiya finished 30 push-ups. She sat on the chair and watched him practice. Just looking at him was enjoyable. When he punched out, she could see the leaves trembling even though they were 2 meters apart. No wonder back in America, he was quickly beaten to the ground when so many people ganged up on him. They practiced together for an hour. They were all sweaty and went back for breakfast. Song Shiyu had woken up a long time ago and had prepared breakfast. Shosho had also woken up and was playing with Che Che. Xiao Xia and Lin Shulan played with him. Mom, Baiya called softly. Okay, you guys go take a shower first and come over for breakfast, Song Shiyu said lovingly. Okay. Baiya went back to her room to take a shower first. She only applied shampoo on her hair when the water stopped. Ling Qing. Ling Qing, Baiya shouted. Here. Gu Lingqing opened the door and came in. He looked at her and paused for a moment. She was not wearing any clothes. Her snow-white body was stained with water vapor. She was like a lotus flower coming out of the water, pink and tender. His breath tightened and the color of his eyes changed. Baiya did not notice his strangeness. She turned on the faucet and said, "There's suddenly no water." Gu Lingqing came back to his senses. That's impossible. We have our own electricity and water. A thought flashed through his mind, and he roughly knew the reason. Wait a moment. He went out and entered the electrical room. Sure enough, someone had turned off the electricity to the pump. He turned on the electricity, went out, locked the door, and looked for Song Shiyu. Song Shiyu was also playing with Shosho. Mom. Come here, Gu Lingqing said. Confused, Song Shiyu followed Gu Lingqing out of the door. I am Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow my WeChat account. Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:11. Xiaoya was taking a shower just now. Xiao Axian turned off the water pump, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Song Shiyu paused and looked at Gu Lingqing in disbelief. He really did that. When Zhou Hailan was around, he had been trying to sow discord between Xiao Axian and Xiaoya. Zhou Hailan framed me and killed my brothers. In order to save me, Xiaoya kidnapped Xiao Axian and forced Zhou Hailan to tell the truth. However, Zhou Hailan would rather abandon Xiao Axian than tell the truth to save me. Then how did you get out in the end? Didn't Zhou Hailan betray Xing Dongqing to save you? Song Shiyu didn't know much about what happened that year. Zhou Hailan betrayed Xing Dongqing because Xiaoya went to Su Jiran. Everything Zhou Hailan did was to get Su Jiran's love. In the end, Zhou Hailan was sent to the mental hospital. However, Xiao Axian always remembered that Baiya kidnapped him. So, he hated Baiya to the core, Gu Lingqing explained. Song Shiyu understood. So, what did you decide to do? Xiao Axian harmed Xiaoya again and again. Even if he didn't say it in front of us, he did it again in the blink of an eye. He can't stay by our side, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. But if we send him away, he will hate you even more. I will find someone to control him strictly. If he stays by your side, he will be more unscrupulous. I don't need him to be successful. I just want him to live a peaceful life. I will give him enough money to enrich his life. However, if he makes a mistake, I won't let it go, Gu Lingqing said firmly. Song Shiyu finally nodded. She could guarantee that Xiao Axian did it the first time for Baiya. However, after one night, Xiao Axian harmed Baiya for the second time. She didn't want to keep Xiao Axian anymore. Gu Lingqing found Xiaoxin, who was hiding in the library, and walked towards him. Xiao Axian stood trembling and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing squatted down in front of him. Everyone has to take responsibility for their own mistakes. She was the one who kidnapped me. Why doesn't she have to take responsibility? Xiaoxing said anxiously. Did she hurt you? She didn't. If she really kidnapped you, why did she let you go? Kidnapping you was just a temporary measure. You don't understand now, but I hope you will understand when you grow up. Someone will take you away later, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Xiao Axian was worried. Dad, you don't want me anymore. If I don't want you, I won't care about you. I just hope that you will become an upright person and use your intelligence on the right things instead of harming others. In the future, the person who will take care of you will be an excellent soldier. He will teach you martial arts, strategy, and guide you to the correct outlook on life and values. I will call you every week. Gu Lingqing said as he stood up. Xiao Axan pursed his lips and clenched his fists. He could tell that Gu Lingqing had made up his mind. It was useless to beg. Don't regret it. Gu Lingqing looked at the anger in Xiao Axan's eyes and his eyes darkened. Don't do anything that you will regret. If you make a mistake, I won't let it go. Xiao Axan snorted coldly and walked out of the room. Bai Yi came out of the shower and saw an angry Xiao Axan. She didn't like this child. She really didn't like him. She felt that he wasn't a child. He carried too much hatred and murderous intent. But he was still a child. Hence, she tried her best to forgive his pranks. Xiaoya, it's time for breakfast, Song Shiyu said gently. Okay, Bai Yi replied. Then, she saw Xiao Axan go to the kitchen. Song Shiyu went to get some porridge. Bai Yi followed her in, but she didn't see Xiao Axan. I made porridge with pork and century egg and your favorite egg pancake. You used to like my egg pancakes, Song Shiyu said with a smile. Song Shiyu rolled up the egg pancake and placed it on a plate. Mom, has Xiao Axan had breakfast? Bai Yi asked. He has. He ate when you were jogging, Song Shiyu said. Bai Yi smiled. She didn't take the bowl and went out. She went to look for Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing was about to take a shower. Lingqing, there's something I want to tell you, Bai Yi said. Okay. What is it? Gu Lingqing took off his clothes and revealed his well-dressed upper body. She had seen it. When she looked at it again, she blushed unconsciously. She lowered her eyes and said, I saw Xiao Axan go to the kitchen just now. When I went to the kitchen, he was gone. Gu Lingqing heard something and put on his clothes again. You suspect that he did something to the breakfast? I'm not sure yet. But before he went into the kitchen, he looked at me with hatred. If he didn't do anything, why would he leave through the window? Bai Yi guessed. Let's go downstairs and have a look, Gu Lingqing said with a serious expression. He went downstairs. This time, Gu Ruoxin had crossed his bottom line. He looked at the breakfast on the table and asked Song Shiyu, where's Xiao Axan? Song Shiyu looked around and said in confusion, he was here just now. Gu Lingqing went out and saw Gu Ruoxin by the lake. He walked towards Gu Ruoxin. When Gu Ruoxin saw Gu Lingqing coming, he broke into a run. Gu Lingqing made a call. Catch Gu Ruoxin. Soon, Gu Ruoxin was caught by an Ing who was hiding and sent to the villa. Song Shiyu looked at Gu Lingqing in surprise. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin. Eat the breakfast on the table. I'm not eating. I've already eaten, Gu Ruoxin said with his eyes wide open. I know you've eaten. Eat it, Gu Lingqing ordered. Gu Lingqing, are you trying to kill me? You must have poisoned the breakfast. You want to poison me, right? Gu Ruoxin said angrily. Gu Lingqing stood up angrily. If I want to kill you, I can do it in a second. There's no need for such a complicated poison. You know who did it. Song Shiyu was stunned. He looked at Bai Yi. What do you mean? Ask him, Gu Lingqing said. He looked at Gu Ruoxin fiercely. Since you dare to do it, why don't you dare to admit it? Don't you think that you're doing the right thing? If you don't even have the courage to admit it, how can you be righteous? Fine, I'll say it. I'm the one who put the rat poison. All of you deserve to die, Gu Ruoxin said confidently. Song Shiyu slapped Gu Ruoxin's face. Gu Ruoxin looked at Song Shiyu in surprise. Grandma. I'm not your grandma. I don't have a grandson like you. You already know how to kill people at such a young age. You'll be even worse when you grow up. If it wasn't for Baya, he would have really died after taking the rat poison, Song Shiyu said anxiously. Chapter 8:12. How have they wronged you? Song Shiyu was terrified. You're too scary. You're like a demon. No one has let you down, but you've let others down many times. Gu Ruoxin pursed his lips, his eyes filled with arrogance. If you want to kill me, then do it. You've been wanting to kill me for a long time. If I want to kill you, I can do it in a second. The mistakes you have made are enough to put you in prison for 10 years, Gu Lingqing said sternly. It's just 10 years. After 10 years, I will only be 19 years old. What's there to be afraid of? Gu Ruoxin said indifferently. You're rebelling. How could the Gu family have a child like you? Song Shiyu couldn't stay calm either. Yen Nuo, send him to Qinzhong. Without my order, don't let him leave the island, Gu Lingqing ordered. Yes. Yen Nuo nodded and left with Gu Ruoxin. Song Shiyu sat on the chair weakly, still looking at Gu Ruoxin's back in disbelief. How can this child be like this? He's just a child, how can he be so bad? There are kids like this in every school. They don't listen to the teachers, and they have no discipline. They are mischievous and do bad things to get attention from others. Xiao Xia sighed. It's the influence of the environment. Xiao Axian's obsession is too deep. Her resentment is too strong. She can't change it. That's all we can do, Baiya said helplessly. After all, she was not a god. She was just a psychologist. Some people's mental illness could not be cured because they themselves did not think that it was wrong. Therefore, there was nothing she could do. Xiao Axian is gone. Can you stay? Song Shiyu asked hopefully. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing. Mom, if it's convenient, why don't you come live with us in the military? Gu Lingqing invited. Okay, Song Shiyu agreed immediately. At her age, she had already seen through money and power. All she wanted was a family reunion and to be together happily. Song Shiyu was worried that the rice at home had been poisoned, so she threw it all away. It was useless. She covered all the furniture in the house with white blankets. Baiya and Gu Lingqing helped together. After living here for 3 years, Song Shiyu was still a little reluctant to leave. We will come back often for vacation, Baiya comforted. Song Shiyu smiled. As long as I'm with you, I'll be happy wherever I go. I'm most afraid that you'll leave me behind. I'm sorry, Mom, Baiya apologized. Song Shiyu held Baiya's hand and patted it. I know that you've thought about every decision you make. I can still fight for the company for another 10 years. After 10 years, you have to think of a way to take over my position. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing. She knew nothing about business. Song Shiyu was indeed getting older, and it was time for him to enjoy life. I'll arrange it when the time comes, Gu Lingqing promised. Go and have breakfast now. We've already eaten. Leave this place to us. When are you going to the military base? Is there a plane coming to pick you up? Song Shiyu asked. Gu Lingqing nodded. The plane will arrive at 11 a.m. Xiaoya and I will go and have breakfast first. Go ahead, Song Shiyu said with a smile. In the car Gu Lingqing drove while Baiya rested on the chair. Where will you send Xiao Axian? Baiya asked casually. I'll train him strictly and correct his outlook on life and values. I hope that he can become a useful person, Gu Lingqing said seriously. I heard that my eldest son is living with his adoptive parents. Can we bring them to the military base? Baya asked softly. It's fine if they live in the compound, but there are many restrictions in the military base. It's not convenient for children to study. Do you still remember what we discussed? We can find an empty plot of land near the military base and apply for it as a place for the families of soldiers to live. We can also build a factory nearby to solve the employment problem for the families. We can also open a hospital and a school. We can prepare all the basic facilities for the people. That way, the soldiers can go home more often. Gu Lingqing thought for a while. We can try it first. When I go back, I'll get someone to look for a plot of land and apply for it. Okay, Baya replied and looked outside. Every city was more or less the same. The houses, streets, shops, pedestrians. The difference was that every city had its own culture and food. When you go to a place, you have to eat the local food and visit places with historical allusions. It became a tour. Actually, she liked the sea, liked eating seafood, and liked the cool wind. But for her lover, she could give up many things. Gu Lingqing's car stopped. The crab roe dumplings here are not bad. Are they really using crab roe? How can a crab have so much crab roe? Baya said with a smile. I'll ask when the time comes. There's no need. I'll ask later. I don't care, Baya said and walked into the restaurant. The staff at the entrance of the restaurant was washing the crabs. Someone sent the steamed red crabs into the kitchen. The entire restaurant was filled with people eating soup dumplings. There were also many people queuing at the window. It seems to be real crabs. The crabs are very plump in this season, Baya said. Okay. Wait a moment. I'll get a private room, Gu Lingqing said and went to find the boss. After a while, he came out with a waiter. The waiter brought them to the attic on the second floor. There was an elegant wooden house on the attic on the second floor. In front of the wooden house were flowers and plants that he planted himself. Next to the house was a row of roses. Even though it was November, the flowers had withered. They were green and very beautiful. They blocked the view and the tall buildings. It was a different kind of scenery. Mr. Gu, what would you like to order? The waiter asked respectfully. 4 servings of crab roe dumplings. I want 6 servings to go, and 2 bowls of tofu soup, Gu Lingqing said. Mr. Gu, do you want crystal steamed dumplings? There are 6 flavors. It's the special breakfast of our restaurant, the waiter introduced. Then give me 2 servings. We can't finish all the food we ordered, Baya reminded. Then 2 servings of crab roe dumplings and 2 servings of crystal steamed dumplings. I want 4 servings of soup dumplings and 2 bowls of steamed dumplings to go, Gu Lingqing changed his order. Do you still want the tofu soup? Yes. Okay. It'll be ready in 2 minutes. The waiter ordered and left. Baya supported his chin with his fingers rhythmically tapping on the table. The table here should be for the owner's own use. Gu Lingqing answered. Is this restaurant owned by your friend? Baya asked. Yeah, you know him too. Because of a mistake during a drill, he lost his leg. We went to visit him at his house. In the end, he divorced his wife and started raising crabs in his hometown. He's very experienced in raising crabs. He raises more than 10 acres of crabs in the suburbs. The crabs here are all supplied by him. He has a large share in it. He said that he can get more than 3 million yuan of net profit a year. In the process of starting his business, he also met a good girl and got married. Gu Lingqing said with relief and a smile. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:13. Baya couldn't remember any of this, but seeing Gu Lingqing smile, she was in a good mood. Life will give us torture, but it will also give us surprises, Bai Ye said with a smile. Gu Lingqing held Bai Ye's hand. To him, the surprise was that Bai Ye had returned to his side. Life was short. What more could he ask for? Soon, the waiter brought 2 baskets of crab roe buns, 2 baskets of crystal steamed dumplings, 2 bowls of tofu soup, a big pot of buckwheat tea, and a plate of sour vinegar. The waiters here are very attentive, Bai Ye said. Try it. Gu Lingqing picked up a crystal steamed dumpling and put it on Bai Ye's plate. Bai Ye took a bite. It seems to be prawns, meat, and carrots. It's delicious. Gu Lingqing replied. The corner of his mouth lifted slightly. Bai Ye propped her chin on her hand and looked at him. She had a feeling that her husband was so handsome. You can only smile at me in the future. Gu Lingqing put away his smile and answered in all seriousness, yes. Bai Ye's heart was filled with warmth. No matter how cold the weather was, her body was still warm. After the meal, Gu Lingqing went to the front desk to pay for his order. Bai Ye stood behind him. The front desk took the money from Gu Lingqing and the boss brought 2 bamboo boxes over. Mr. Gu, our boss asked me to give these to you. You're welcome. I'll go to his place next time, Gu Lingqing rejected politely. Mr. Gu, if you don't take it, our boss will fire me. This is the task he gave me. Gu Lingqing really didn't want to accept it. Giving money would seem too unreasonable. Take it. Bai Ye smiled. Gu Lingqing took the crab from the boss's hand. Thank him for me. Of course, of course. Gu Lingqing returned to the car, and Bai Ye floated towards him. He was deep in thought. It's a token of his sincerity. I can see that he makes delicious soup dumplings. If you want to help him, you can give him a store for free when the residential area near the military area is built, and let him sell soup dumplings there, Bai Ye comforted him. Xiaoye, we didn't have a proper wedding banquet before. I want to choose a good day to hold the wedding, Gu Lingqing said. So that was what he was thinking about. Bai Ye was quite touched. This year, or the beginning of next year. Recently, I want to settle Shaniyan's matter first. Gu Lingqing, you will help me, right? Bai Ye asked softly. Yes. Gu Lingqing answered simply. As long as Gu Lingqing was willing to help her, she was confident. I will stand by your side firmly. Gu Lingqing nodded. They went back to the manor. It was past 10 o'clock. Song Shiyu had tidied up everything in the house. He sat on the sofa and played with Shosho. Shosho was playing with his car. Hearing the sound of the car outside, he stood up and said to Song Shiyu with a confused look, Dad. Song Shiyu was amused by Shosho's look. He turned around and saw Gu Lingqing and Bai Ye coming in with food in their hands. Aren't you going to the military area today? Song Shiyu asked curiously. Yes, I've bought soup dumplings. You can all come and eat them. And this crab is a gift from my former comrade, Gu Lingqing said. How about I cook the crab? We can have lunch at home and go to the military area after lunch, Song Shiyu suggested. I have a separate villa in the military area. There's everything in the kitchen. We can cook the same thing there. When are you going to the company? Gu Lingqing asked. I've left everything to the CEO. I don't have any new investment projects now. I'll have a video conference in the afternoon and evening. Okay. Let me know when you need to go out. Gu Lingqing said and put the food on the table. Bai Ye took the disposable chopsticks and carried the baby chair to the table. She said to Shosho gently, Shosho, time to eat soup dumplings. Shosho ran over immediately. Bai Ye carried him to the baby chair. Madam, I'll feed Shosho, Xia said with a smile. You eat too. The steamed dumplings are nice. They have different flavors in 6th high school. Baiya said with a smile. She opened a box and picked up a dumpling. She put the lid on it so that the soup wouldn't spill. Shosho took a bite and made a happy sound. He smiled sweetly. He was so cute that Baiya's heart melted. How could she bear to give up such a cute baby Xiao Bao? Even she felt it was unbelievable. Baiya took a bite of Shosho. She wouldn't get tired of looking at his cute face for a whole day. Shosho ate more happily. He hummed a song while eating. Mommy, mommy, mommy is the best in the world. A child with a mommy is a treasure. Baiya was amused by Shosho. Grandma is not good. Song Shiyu was jealous. Shosho immediately added, Grandma, Auntie Xia, Auntie Lanlan, and Daddy are good too. Baiya realized that Lin Shulan was a little distracted. When she mentioned her name, she came back to her senses and smiled. Before they finished eating, the plane arrived. Bring the leftovers on the plane, Song Shiyu said. She didn't want to waste Gu Lingqing's time. The group of people packed up their luggage. Gu Lingqing sent a small plane that could carry 25 people. It took them less than half an hour to reach the military base. It stopped at the airport. 2 cars came to pick them up. Baiya looked out of the window. Her heart suddenly beat fast. A scene flashed through her mind. The bullet went through the back of Gu Lingqing's head. At the same time, she felt as if her heart had died. Gu Lingqing, the shooting happened in the military base. Baiya asked absent-mindedly. Yes, it was Suochuni's men. Now that Suochuni has been brought to justice, it won't happen again, Gu Lingqing said calmly. What about your men? Can they all come to the side yard to protect you? Baiya asked with lingering fear. Gu Lingqing smiled. Even if he couldn't protect him, he had to protect his lovers. They're already here. Now that Hua is not the president, my crisis has been resolved. Yes. Baiya took a deep breath. She leaned back on the chair and lay comfortably. In the sky, the roar of the plane sounded. She looked up. It should be Buhua. I asked him to come to the military base, Gu Lingqing explained. Yes, Baiya answered. She was calm. What was not calm was that she saw Xing Buhua's face. Someone had told her before that Gu Lingqing looked very similar to the president. How similar were they? Their height was the same, their faces were the same, and their figures were about the same. If he had to point out something that was different, it would probably be his temperament. Xing Buhua walked to her, looked at her deeply, and said softly, You're back. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:14. Xing Buhua and Gu Lingqing looked too much alike. Baiya was in a trance and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand and answered Xing Buhua, I'm back. Xing Buhua smiled, and the heroic look in his eyes did not diminish. Congratulations, the clouds have parted to see the moon. You too, Gu Lingqing said in an official tone. Xing Buhua's eyes dimmed, and his gaze fell on Baiya's face. If I had listened to you, maybe the ending would have been different. Baiya did not understand what he was talking about. Didn't Gu Lingqing say that he listened to her and married Muwan? There is no second chance in life. Since you have chosen the life you have now, you should not regret it, because there is no medicine for regret. You should live every day to the fullest. Baiya advised. Xing Buhua smiled bitterly and did not continue the conversation with Baiya. He looked at Gu Lingqing and said, I have something to discuss with you. Come to the study. Gu Lingqing said. Song Shiyu looked at Xing Buhua with a smile and said, Are you having lunch here? Xing Buhua nodded slightly, but did not look friendly. Song Shiyu did not care. She went to the kitchen and continued to wash the crabs. Baya followed her into the kitchen and opened the fridge. There were many ingredients in the fridge. "Mom, what are you going to cook for lunch?" Song Shiyu put the washed crabs into the pot, covered the pot, and walked to the fridge. 1 tomato scrambled eggs, Shosho's favorite, 1 winter melon and pork rib soup, 1 mushroom braised chicken, and 1 pickled cabbage shredded pork. "Is that okay? We still have 20 crabs. I can hear the size of the crabs, and each one is worth 5 or 6 taels. That's enough." "I'll help cook," said Baya. "I can do it alone. You go and accompany Shosho. Cooking for you guys is also my wish," Song Shiyu said with a smile. Since she had already said so, Baya couldn't insist. "Thank you, Mom." She went out and saw that Xiao Xia was accompanying Shosho while Lin Shulan was sitting there in a daze. "Are you still thinking about Zhang Xingyu?" Baya sat beside her and asked. Lin Shulan came back to his senses. "I also want to forget him. Godmother introduced a few people to me, but I don't get along with them. I don't know what to do now. The fact that you still have feelings for him means that he hasn't hurt you enough. You haven't reached the point of despair yet. You still have that 1% of hope for him. When it comes to relationships, if you don't resolve it quickly, you'll end up dragging things out and causing trouble for yourself. Either you confess to him and get together with him, or you'll be rejected and give up completely," suggested Baya. Lin Shulan shook his head. "He won't agree to it." "Then why are you still daydreaming about him? You say that he won't agree to it, but that's just your cowardice. In reality, you still have hope for him. That's even worse. You've already walked into the evil that you've created," Baya said cruelly. "I just want to accompany Godmother. I'm not interested in the matters between men and women. I'll just take it one step at a time," Lin Shulan said with his head lowered. "Then don't let yourself daydream and let your imagination run wild. Don't let him affect all your emotions. Also, Zhang Xingyu isn't young anymore. He's been with Gu Lingqing for so many years. Now that Gu Lingqing's career has stabilized, it's time to find a marriage for Zhang Xingyu. I'll arrange a blind date for him. Do you need to give him a chance?" Lin Shulan looked at Baya in surprise and mumbled, "Madam wants to arrange a blind date for Zhang Xingyu. We have to be prepared for it. We have to let the people who follow us be happy," Baya said calmly. Lin Shulan's eyes turned red and he lowered his head. She couldn't refute Baya's decision and didn't dare to say a word. Baya looked at her. "It's useless for you to feel sorry for yourself. You'll only burden others and make them worry. You can either give up decisively and search for your happiness. I'll arrange a blind date for you, or you can try your best to fight for it. You're not Lin Daiyu and the person you love isn't Jia Baoyu. Don't copy her song of the burial of flowers. What if Zhang Xingyu still doesn't like me?" Lin Shulan asked worriedly. "You're not worried that he won't like you. You're worried that your pitiful pride will embarrass you. It's not because you're not good, it's because you're not fated with him. Do you understand? Don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself just because you feel inferior," Baya said. Before she was disfigured, she didn't feel so inferior. But after she was secretly rejected by Zhang Xingyu, she felt especially inferior. "I'm still alone," Lin Shulan said with her head lowered. Baya had a feeling of exasperation and said, "All right, the Gu family will always treat you as family anyway. I'll go see Shosho." Baya stood up and went to Shosho. "Mommy will take you out for a walk, okay? Let's go, let's go, let's go." Shosho opened his arms for Baya to carry him. Baya carried Shosho and walked out of the door. The children's courtyard outside the door was a very big yard. After she arrived, she directly followed Gu Lingqing into the room and then the president came. She didn't have a good look at the yard. Beside the walls of the courtyard were Boston creepers. They had been planted for a long time and covered the entire wall. Inside the courtyard, there was a small forest at the side of the house. It wasn't big, but there were quite a few fruit trees. There were tomato trees, loquat trees, bayberry trees, apricot trees, apple trees, and orange trees. These trees had been planted for a long time. The trunks were very thick and the trees were also very tall. Now there were no loquats and bayberries. The oranges were growing very well, especially the tomatoes, which were very red. Because they hadn't been picked, they had already fallen to the ground and not many were left. Tomatoes and crabs couldn't be eaten together, so she didn't pick them. After going around the small forest and to the back of the house, there was still a high wall, but there was a very big empty space. There was a distance of 20 meters between the wall and the house. With such a big distance, it was enough to make a small children's playground. She could dig a small pond at the side to raise fish, plant some flowers, and then bring Xiao Bai back. She could marry Xiao Bai and give birth to a lot of little Bai. Shosho, how about mommy making a playground for you here? Baiya asked Shosho. Shosho pointed at the window upstairs and opened his little mouth. Daddy. Baiya followed Shosho's gaze and looked upstairs. Xing Buhua smiled politely at Baiya and nodded. He's not father, he's uncle. Call him uncle. Baiya corrected her. Uncle. Guard 1 corrected him with a dumbfounded expression. Hearing Baiya's voice, Gu Lingqing also walked to the window. When Shosho saw the two fathers, he was stunned for a moment. He looked at Gu Lingqing and then at Xing Buhua. He pointed at Xing Buhua and shouted, Dad. Xing Buhua was amused by her cuteness. He smiled and his eyes were full of tenderness. She can still tell us apart at a glance. No, Hua, don't have any ideas about her, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:15. If I wanted to hit on her, I would have done it when you weren't around. Don't worry, she's yours. I don't have the kind of feelings you think I have for her. Even if I do, it's because of your influence. Now that you're back, I have nothing to do with it anymore, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. He looked at Baiya, who was downstairs. Over the past year, he had dreamed of her several times. They were all when Gu Lingqing separated from her. When Gu Lingqing dreamed of her, he also dreamed of her. However, this time, he treated himself as a bystander, because he clearly knew that it was because Gu Lingqing dreamed of her. The connection between twins was very strange. It was easy to lose one's heart. Fortunately, he returned. Thank you, Baiya. She never gave him a chance. I'm planning to hold a wedding for her this year. Due to various reasons, it didn't happen before. I also want to give her a gift that she wants, Gu Lingqing said while looking at Baiya. Xing Buhua looked at Gu Lingqing with a deep gaze. It's about Sheniyan. Yes. Gu Lingqing replied and said coolly, I came back to be the chief of the military region and help you stabilize all the military regions. What I want is Sheniyan's freedom. But the people's hearts are not stable now. Just one cold sail and they're eyeing him covetously. He's like Sui Chuani in the past, sitting firmly in the position of deputy commander. His relationships in the dark are complicated. There's also Chu Yubing. He's a new force cultivated by the Shen family. Although Sheniyan has fallen, the power of the Shen family is still there, Xing Buhua said worriedly. No, Buhua. You and I are born from the same root. Fortune and disaster depend on each other. I'll do my best to help you stabilize your position. If you die, Xiaoye and I will die with you. I won't let that happen, Gu Lingqing promised. But you can't control what happens next. If I go back on my word because of fear, then I will only be a vile person in the future. A gentleman is magnanimous. Even if I die, I will have a clear conscience. I will have a clear conscience. I would rather live a noble life than live a cowardly life. There are things a king can do, but there are things a king cannot do. Gu Lingqing advised. Have you heard about King Wu's Fuchai and King Yu's Gojian? Letting Gojian go wasn't a problem at first, but letting Gojian and myself do what they want is the biggest problem. In Country A, the winner is the king and the loser is the bandit. If Gojian didn't defeat Fuchai, history would have re-evaluated him. Gojian was such a sinister person, while Fuchai was such a righteous person. Gojian is a good person. Xing Buhua looked at Gu Lingqing and smiled. Gojian. Gu. Go of your strength. T. At least, I care. Teet. Didn't you think about Xiaoya when you made this decision? Letting Shiniyan go will be a hidden danger, Xing Buhua said. This is what Xiaoya wants. She'll bear the consequences. Xing Buhua smiled. You two are a match made in heaven. One of you can do anything for a friend, while the other can do the same for a woman. All right, I'll let him go. Gu Lingqing looked at Xing Buhua gratefully. Actually, Xing Buhua was the same type of person as them. He could do anything for his brother. He patted Xing Buhua's shoulder. Have lunch here before you go back. I'll try my best to coordinate this matter. Do you have enough money? Xing Buhua asked worriedly. I can sell some properties overseas. Money won't be a problem. Besides, I have a few game projects on hand. I have a few $100 million in my account every month. Don't worry, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Let's have a family gathering some other day. I'll ask Muwan. Since you've married her, treat her well, Gu Lingqing reminded. Falling flowers yearn for love, but heartless water flows. In the end, an east wind blows a field of begonias. Empty sorrow. What do you mean by that? She has someone she likes, Xing Buhua said with a smile. When I fell in love with Xiaoya, she also had someone she liked. It was just that Su Jiren didn't cherish him, so she fulfilled my wish. I'm grateful to myself for persevering. That's why I'm here with Xiaoya now, Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. He patted Xing Buhua's shoulder again as encouragement. They went downstairs together. When Gu Lingqing saw that Baiya wasn't around, he went outside to look for her. Baiya found 2 ropes and tied them to the branches. She placed a small quilt between the ropes and made a simple swing. She placed Shosho inside and pushed him gently. Shosho was very happy. He sat comfortably in the middle of the quilt and swayed. He was smiling so much that he couldn't close his mouth. Gu Lingqing walked to Baiya's side. I'll get someone to prepare 2 swings here later. I also want to put a playground in the backyard, as well as flowers and plants. Anyway, I see that there's space there. You can leave this matter to me, Baiya said. She didn't want him to worry about such a small matter. Let me tell you a piece of good news. Buhua has agreed to let Shiniyan go, Gu Lingqing said. Baiya paused and looked at him in surprise. Is what you said true? Yes, he agreed. But before Shiniyan is released, I need to meet him, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Yes, that's great. When will he be released? Baiya asked happily. I don't know yet. He agreed to let him go. Maybe in 2 days. After all, he needs to plan before he is released. Then I'll tell this good news to Lu Shuang tonight. Gu Lingqing nodded. Lin Shulan came out to look for Baiya and Gu Lingqing. He said respectfully, Chief, Madam, old Madam wants you to go back to eat crabs. She said the crabs are cooked. Okay. Baya carried Shosho out. Time to eat crabs. Crabs are cold. It's better for children not to eat them, Gu Lingqing reminded. Chief, madam, you go and eat first. The meal is not ready yet. I'll bring Shosho here, Lin Shulan said. Gu Lingqing and Baya looked at each other. After all, they still had to accompany Xing Buhua. It was not convenient to bring Shosho along. Thank you, Baya said and handed Shosho to Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan continued to play outside with Shosho while Baya and Gu Lingqing went in. Xing Buhua was already sitting at the dining table. He was texting on his phone. In front of him were 4 large plates of crabs. There were a total of 20 crabs and the dipping sauce prepared by Song Shiyu. You're back. Xing Buhua said with a smile and put his phone on the table. The crab is really big. This is the first time I've eaten such a big crab this year. Gu Lingqing held Baya's hand and walked over. This crab was a gift from my former comrade. Baya took a crab and placed it in her hands. It was a little hot, so she placed it on the plate and used a pair of scissors to remove the crab's legs. When she was in the United States, she had eaten king crab more often. The meat of the crab was more tender. Is it good? Gu Lingqing asked, putting the peeled meat on her plate. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:16. Baya nodded. It's delicious. It's totally different from the emperor crab. You can eat it yourself and taste it yourself. It's even better. Xing Buhua looked at their interaction and smiled. Are you guys still going to the deserted island? It's a good time to go now. Let's finish what you said and take a few days off. We'll bring Mom, Shosho and the rest on vacation, Gu Lingqing said. Don't you want to invite me? Xing Buhua asked disappointedly. You've been so busy lately. Even if I invite you, you won't have time. Didn't you say that you're going to Country M with your wife? Gu Lingqing asked. Xing Buhua's eyes flashed. Do you have wine? The crab should be accompanied with white wine. One hot and one cold to neutralize the other. Don't you have to go to work in the afternoon? You're the president now. Everything you say and do is being scrutinized, Gu Lingqing reminded him. I haven't had any rest since I became the president. Today is a gathering with my family. I can rest for half a day, Xing Buhua said sadly. That position seems high and mighty. It's the pinnacle of power, but it's also the pinnacle of pressure. There are gains and losses. If you experience it, your name will go down in history. I'll go get the wine, Gu Lingqing said. She stood up and went to the basement to get the wine. Xing Buhua looked at Baya. If I say that I regret my decision, will there be any medicine for regret? Baya had forgotten most of the past. She didn't remember Zhang Xingyu, Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua. She didn't even remember what she said to Xing Buhua. There's no medicine for regret in this world. If you want to turn back and let go of your obsession, it's possible. However, you can't let go of it anymore, right? Baya said gently. The days I miss the most are the days when I was doing missions. I have ambitions. I want to be the president and avenge my parents, Xing Buhua sighed. You should avenge your parents now and become the president, Baya said. Yes, but my heart is empty. It's not difficult to be the president. I just used a plan and I reached the peak. But it's hard to keep this position. I'm afraid that if I make the slightest mistake, I'll end up like Shanian, imprisoned for 2 years, or even longer. Because you're the president, you can't be an ordinary person. You need to be more strict with yourself and regulate your actions. Even if it's a decision, you have to think twice before you act. The greater the power, the greater the responsibility. God is fair to everyone, Baya sighed. I understand now why Ling Qing gave up the position of the president. He knew what he wanted and what the future would be like. He didn't want to pursue higher things. He wanted to be content. That's why you managed to protect yourself in the end. Xing Buhua looked at Bai Yi deeply. That's because I have you as my support. That's why I'm living a happy life now. We're a family. That's why Xiaoye and I will help you. Gu Lingqing came out with a bottle of white wine. Bai Yi went into the kitchen and took out 3 small cups. Song Shiyu was still cooking. Mom, come and eat. There are so many crabs. I'm full after eating them. You guys go eat first. I'll be back soon, Song Shiyu said with a smile. When she was young, she didn't like to be in the kitchen. She was afraid of cooking. At her age, her son wasn't by her side. She was satisfied to be able to cook for her son. Bai Yi didn't force her. She took the cups and went out. Gu Lingqing opened the bottle and poured 3 cups of wine. Xing Buhua raised his cup. This cup is for you and Bai Yi to grow old together. May you live a peaceful, healthy and happy life. Gu Lingqing raised his cup and clinked it with Xing Buhua. Bai Yi followed Gu Lingqing and clinked their cups with Xing Buhua. You too. May you live a peaceful and healthy life, Gu Lingqing said and drank it in one gulp. He filled up Xing Buhua's cup again. For the second cup, I hope that you and Bai Yi will be together forever and have a few babies. It's a waste not to have more babies with such good genes, Xing Buhua said jokingly and drank the wine in one gulp. Bai Yi realized that although Xing Buhua and Gu Lingqing looked exactly the same, their personalities were completely different. Xing Buhua was talkative and liked to laugh. He was always smiling. Even if he was sad, he would still smile. Gu Lingqing was a man of few words. He didn't like to laugh. He always kept a straight face. Even if he encountered something funny, he would only smile slightly. Let's eat the crab first. Don't drink so much wine directly. It's not good for your stomach. I'll go check if there are any peanuts in the fridge, Bai Yi said. She got up and went to the fridge to see if there were any dishes to go with the wine. Xing Buhua's smile widened. It feels good to have a beloved woman nagging beside my ear. No, Hua. Are things not going well between you and Mu Wan? Gu Lingqing guessed. I have a strange feeling about her. Let's not talk about her. Let's talk about this crab. It looks really good. Xing Buhua changed the topic. If you like it, I'll buy some fresh ones from my comrade tomorrow and send them to you. Don't. This crab is only interesting when there are many people. If I eat it alone, I don't think it tastes good. If I want to eat it again next time, I'll come here again. It's convenient to fly anyway. Xing Buhua said and drank a cup of wine. Bai Yi really found some peanuts in the fridge. She poured them into a bowl, added some sour vinegar and sugar, and served it. Bai Yi, you believe in fortune tellers, don't you? Tell me, Lingqing and I look the same and are born the same. Why are our destinies so different? It's so far apart. Xing Buhua asked with a smile. Your names are different. Names can also affect destinies. So many people will look for fortune tellers when they want to name their children. I know a very famous fortune teller. I have his WeChat and mobile number. Why don't you ask him if he wants to tell your fortune for you? Bai Yi also joked. Yes. You can contact him now and ask him. If his fortune is accurate, I'll have to give him the title of National Advisor. Bai Yi paused. Are you serious? Of course I'm joking. But I'm telling you to ask him. It's true. Xing Buhua corrected her. Bai Yi also wanted to contact the fortune teller since she was back in China. After all, they got along well and were like-minded. She called the fortune teller. The call was answered. Baya, I wanted to call you too and you called me. What a coincidence, Grandmaster Gufa said with a smile. Yes, where are you now? Baya asked. I've renounced asceticism today and rented a house. I'm going to look for a job tomorrow. Baya was stunned and asked in surprise, You've returned to the secular world. I am Chin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake then you can listen to it. Chapter 8:17. I think you're right. I've been in the temple since I was young. I only have a set of theories. If I haven't experienced great joy, sorrow, love, and death, I won't be considered enlightened. So, I'm going to walk around the human world and experience what I should before I become a monk, Master Gufa said. Perhaps, after you've experienced all that, you won't want to become a monk anymore because you have too many attachments and memories. Have you found a job? Baya asked with concern. Not yet. It's not easy to find a job with my resume. I can't possibly say that I was a monk before, right? Gufa smiled and said calmly. After all, his current state of mind couldn't even compare to hers. Who knew what would happen in the future? I have a suggestion. When people pass away, they hire monks and Taoists to perform the rite. This is different from you. They do it commercially. I don't charge for it. Once I charge for it, the meaning will change. I don't want to do anything related to my current profession. I want to be a waiter, a driver, or a salesperson. These are the most basic things in life, to understand the world. Do you need me to introduce you to someone? Gufa smiled. No need. I'm calling you to tell you that I've temporarily renounced asceticism. You won't be able to find me at the temple. I'll find a job myself. Look for me if you have any difficulties. All right. I'll hang up first. Baya kept her phone and looked at Xing Buhua. I'm sorry, Master Gufa has renounced asceticism. Xing Buhua smiled. Heaven's will. Looks like I'll have to rely on myself in the future. He's renounced asceticism. Do you still want to keep in touch with him? Gu Lingqing asked in a strange tone. Baya was taken aback and looked at Gu Lingqing. He acted as though he hadn't said anything and took a sip of wine calmly. Xing Buhua's smile became even brighter. He looked at Gu Lingqing and said, Are you the king of vinegar? You're jealous of this. If I'm jealous of this, wouldn't I die of anger every day? Gu Lingqing's expression became even weirder. He didn't say anything and poured himself another glass. Baya put her hand on his leg. Gu Lingqing was startled and looked at her. Baya smiled. Her eyes were sparkling and filled with emotions. Such gentleness was enough to melt steel. Gu Lingqing's complexion improved. She held Ji Yunshu's hand tightly and let go. I'm so envious. The only way to relieve my worries is to drink. He. Xing Buhua smiled and clinked glasses with Gu Lingqing. Kid, you're not allowed to leave without saying goodbye in the future. Don't make me and Baya worry. Gu Lingqing nodded. When are you going to release Shanian? Xing Buhua looked at Baya. After you see him, give me a psychological profile of him. I think it's foolproof. Why don't our family be imprisoned in the future? Baya understood what Xing Buhua meant and his worries. I'll go with you today. I'll give you a reply after I see him. Okay. They chatted while eating. The atmosphere was good. Song Shiyu prepared the dishes very quickly. Xiao Xia went to call Lin Shulan back for dinner. When Xing Buhua saw Shosho, his expression became especially gentle. He said to Shosho, Shosho, call me uncle, uncle. Shosho stared at Xing Buhua's face. Dad. Xing Buhua smiled. I'm uncle, not dad. Call me uncle. Although Xing Buhua said that, he was overjoyed to hear Shosho call him dad. When Shosho was still in the womb, he kept him company and talked a lot with the little guy. He really wanted to treat Shosho as his own child. Shosho looked at Xing Buhua, then looked at Gu Lingqing. Two dads. Song Shiyu laughed. Don't make things difficult for Shosho. Shosho has always been with me. He's unfamiliar with Lingqing and Buhua. He can't tell which one is the dad. Lingqing, send Shosho to me and be my godson. I'm older than you. Your two children are already so big. I don't have any children yet, Xing Buhua said directly, acting coquettishly. Gu Lingqing looked at Baiya. Baiya nodded in agreement. She could tell that Xing Buhua really liked Shosho. It wasn't a bad thing for Shosho to have a president as his godfather. Okay. You two silly children need a simple ceremony. Buhua, you have to give him a longevity lock. As for Shosho, you have to give Buhua a cup of tea and call him godfather. Then, the ceremony will be done, Song Shiyu said. I don't have a longevity lock now. Let's make it clear. Next time, count it as an auspicious day. I'll get someone to check it when I get back and then call you, Xing Buhua said happily, his eyes fixed on Shosho's face. Shosho was very good-looking. He had the good points of Baiya and Gu Lingqing. His eyes were big and round and his face was pink. The more one looked at him, the cuter he was. If you like children, let one have one too, Song Shiyu said. Xing Buhua's face darkened and a trace of sadness flashed across his eyes. Let's talk about it later. There are still many things waiting for me to do now. It doesn't affect you making babies. Don't you even have time to make babies? Song Shiyu scolded. Mom, I think the dishes you cook are very delicious. I want to learn from you next time. When you are busy in the future, I can cook for Lingqing. Baiya deliberately changed the topic so that Xing Buhua wouldn't be embarrassed. The dishes you cook are obviously better than mine. Xiaoya, why don't you follow me to do business? With your intelligence, you will definitely be able to get started quickly and do a good job. Actually, the Gu Corporation is already on the right track. New projects are also always on the way. We have professional venture capital, so you don't have to worry too much. Song Shiyu encouraged. Well, Baiya paused. I majored in medicine and have also studied psychology for many years. Psychology is my specialty. I want to continue to study psychology. I'm not very suitable for business, and I don't want to use too much of my brain to do things that I'm not familiar with. I'm sorry, Mom. Song Shiyu was a little disappointed. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing for help. Gu Lingqing caught the look in her eyes. When I was in business, Zhang Xingyu followed me everywhere and helped me a lot in business. He was also the one who negotiated a lot of business deals. I trust him. I want to put him in the company. He can help Mom solve a lot of troubles. That's good. Song Shiyu was happy. She actually wanted to spend more time with her children and her family. Business was not what she wanted in the first place. Lin Shulan lowered his head even more. In the future, Zhang Xingyu would become a core member of the Gu family. As for her, the distance between them grew even further. Baiya glanced at Lin Shulan and saw her disappointment and despair. It was normal for anyone to be upset over something for a while. But to be upset for the rest of one's life was akin to walking into a psychological barrier. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake, then you can listen to it. Chapter 818. In the afternoon, Xing Buhua slept for a while in the military base. After he woke up, he prepared to leave. Baiya followed Xing Buhua. Gu Lingqing couldn't bear to see her go. I'll go with you. He was making a statement. Bai Yi shook her head. You've just returned to the military base. There are many things waiting for you to handle there. I'll be back soon after meeting Shen Yin. Gu Lingqing remained silent and looked at her deeply. Bai Yi smiled. You're worried about me. Let Lin Shulan go with you. She used to work for Ning too, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Bai Yi nodded. Got it. She went out and got into the car. When they arrived at the airport, she boarded Xing Buhua's plane. His private plane was quite nice. It had a soundproof room that looked like a standard room. There was also a soundproof living room with a sofa, a coffee table, a television, and a stereo system. Do you want coffee? Xing Buhua asked. Bai Yi shook her head. Just a glass of plain water will do. If there's a lemon, put 2 slices in it. There should be. Xing Buhua opened the fridge and took out a whole lemon. Mr. President, let me do it, Lin Shulan went forward and said respectfully. Xing Buhua passed the lemon to Lin Shulan. He sat opposite Bai Yi and looked at Bai Yi meaningfully. You love him so much. I know that as long as he doesn't die, the two of you will definitely be together. From his tone, Bai Yi could tell that they were close. Once you let it go, you'll get it. The end is also a new beginning. Don't be afraid of the future. There will be many miracles in the future that we can't imagine. If I had cut the weeds and eliminated the roots back then, the current Chu Yubing would not be a match for me. I don't know if listening to you was wrong, but since I've already listened, I don't want to regret it. People have to look forward. Even if I die, at least I have a brother, right? Xing Buhua looked at her with a burning gaze. Bai Yi could vaguely feel that there was something flowing between them. This kind of substance didn't feel like love, nor did it feel like friendship. It felt more like his trust, expectation, and desire for someone to rely on. A wise leader doesn't rely on suppression but enlistment. In the history of China, there was an undefeated general called Bai Qi. He killed 400,000 soldiers of Zhao. These soldiers were here to surrender. He was worried that these people would become a threat. If he could use 400,000 soldiers, Qin would become the most powerful country in the world. But these 400,000 soldiers were forced to become prisoners of war. They didn't think about Qin. As long as Qin treats their wives, parents, and children well and gives them a good life, I don't know what the future will be like. With the killing intent of 400,000 soldiers, Bai Qi still didn't die a good death. What we do, we don't betray ourselves or the world. There are always more solutions than difficulties. The important thing is not the choice, but the foolproof after the choice. Fear can make people feel uneasy, but planning strategies can make people feel at ease. I can't plan strategies, and I can't be foolproof. Bai Yi, come back and help me. Xing Buhua invited. I know. I only know psychology. Your psychology is enough. You can see through people's hearts. For me, that's the greatest help. I'm afraid that I don't do it carefully. It doesn't matter if I die alone. I have no parents, no children, and even my wife is not mine. The only thing I have is my brother. But I will implicate you and Gu Lingqing. Bai Yi understood that Gu Lingqing was his brother. Even if the two of them were not connected, others had connected them. Moreover, they were indeed connected. I will help you. We are a family. If you need anything, I will be by your side. Bai Yi promised. Xing Buhua smiled. Thank you, Xiaoya. I have to thank you, big brother. You will definitely become a wise ruler. Because of your generosity, because of your sacrifice, because of your listening to others. Xing Buhua lowered his eyes. He was not as good as Bai Yi said, but he sincerely hoped that Bai Yi and Gu Lingqing could be happy. If Gu Lingqing was happy, he would feel happy too. Xing Buhua arranged for Bai Ye and Shen Yin to meet. So, the plane did not go directly to the President Palace. Instead, it went to the place where Shen Yin was imprisoned. She vaguely remembered Shen Yin's appearance. He was very good-looking, as charming as a devil. When he smiled, it was hard for people to ignore his smile. It also made people feel afraid. The memory in her mind was that Lu Shuang hated Shen Yin. Shen Yin used unconventional methods to keep Lu Shuang. They even had a child. She could not remember anything else. Under the lead of the soldiers, he saw the imprisoned Shen Yin. He was reading a book. There was a pot of tea, a table lamp, a white shirt, and a pair of coffee-colored slacks. The light fell on his handsome body. It was full of the scent of books. The feeling he gave off right now was completely different from the insufferably arrogant Gu Shijiu remembered him to be. Right now, he was calmer, more reserved, and more profound. Shen Yin noticed that someone was looking at him. He slowly looked towards the door. When he saw Bai Ye, he smiled. Long time no see. Bai Ye walked over and sat opposite him. Shen Yin poured her a cup of tea. Try it. How are you doing here? Bai Ye asked. It was a bad situation. I could only think of ways to live a better life. I expected this situation. Xing Buhua did not kill me. He was already being merciful, Shen Yin said with a faint smile. Chu Yubing is doing well now. He has become the new power of the Shen family, Bai Ye said deliberately. A long time ago, the Shen family deliberately cultivated him. After I fell from power, the Shen family must have placed all their hopes on him. Bai Ye picked up the cup and took a sip. The tea was good and fragrant. You fell from power. If Xing Buhua wanted to kill you, the Shen family would have been uprooted long ago. So, Xing Buhua nurtured a tiger. I am responsible for asking him not to touch the Shen family, including you. I am going to let you out tomorrow or the day after. Is it also because of you? Shen Yin asked meaningfully. Because of Xing Buhua. If he doesn't want to, no one can change his mind. Shen Yin, Lu Shuang likes you and is waiting for you to go back. It doesn't matter how ungrateful others are. As long as they cross the line and reveal their ambition, I will deal with them one by one. But you, I don't want you to become Buhua's opponent. Because if I let you go, Buhua will bear too much. Gu Lingqing and I will also bear too much. We have placed our trust in you, Bai Ye said earnestly. Shen Yin did not speak. She looked at Bai Ye quietly. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 8:19. Bai Ye saw something in his eyes. Shen Yin, can you promise me that you'll never do anything to Buhua? Shen Yin lowered his head and took a sip of tea. He put down the cup and looked at Bai Ye. I promise you that I'll never be Xing Buhua's enemy in this lifetime. Bai Ye smiled. I'll tell Buhua. He'll be able to let you go soon after he makes the preparations. Thank you, Bai Ye, Shen Yin said in a low voice. Lu Shuang is my best friend. She needs you, and so does your child, Bai Ye said. He stood up and walked out of the door. Shen Yin closed the book. The light from the lamp reflected in his eyes, rising and falling. Bai Ye went out and found Xing Buhua. Big brother, let him go. He promises that he'll never be your enemy in this lifetime, Bai Ye said. Xing Buhua took a deep breath. Although he had doubts, he nodded. Bai Ye understood Xing Buhua's worries. In the future, Lingqing and I will walk with Big Brother. We'll share our ups and downs, honor and disgrace. Shen Yin was pulled down from his position because he imprisoned Nangong Yu and wanted to attack the Nangong family. I can't let him go openly. M Nation will be unhappy if I do that. So, I'm going to fake his death, Xing Buhua said. He paused and looked at Bai Ye. Okay, Bai Ye answered. But I can't let him go myself. Otherwise, the fact that I let him go will be used against me in the future. It's best if the Shen family does it, Xing Buhua continued. The Shen family probably wouldn't do it. After all, they were very cautious now. You better not do it either, Xing Buhua reminded. I know. To some extent, I'm representing you. Shen Yen has an organization called Formless. How about we ask them to do it? Bai Ye asked. They still exist. They're ready to go. It's not appropriate for you to go to them. They might betray you. I can ask Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang is Shen Yan's woman. She'll be more suitable. She just needs to convince Formless to do it. We'll set up a big fire here and make it look like Shen Yan died. But we have to make sure that no one is injured, Bai Ye said. We need to plan this carefully. We need to make sure nothing goes wrong. I'll give you the map later. Take it back and discuss with Ling Qing about the specific operation plan. It's best if there are two plans A and B to prevent any accidents, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Bai Ye nodded. I'll go to Country D tomorrow and contact Lu Shuang. I'll tell Shen Yan that he'll be released the day after tomorrow. I don't think he'll be able to make it in time. Tell him this. Okay, Xing Buhua answered. After he passed the map to Bai Ye, he asked his subordinate to send Bai Ye back to the military base. In just half an hour, Bai Ye returned to the military base. It was already late. The street lights in the military base were turned on. They were brightly lit along the way, as if they were guiding her home. Whenever she thought of Gu Lingqing, her heart would feel warm. Soon, she arrived at the villa. Madam, you're back, Xiaoxia shouted. Shosho ran out of the room and passed the milk bottle to Bai Ye. Mommy, mommy, drink, drink. Bai Ye was charmed by Shosho's cuteness. She smiled. Shosho, drink. Mommy isn't hungry. She looked around and didn't see Gu Lingqing. Where's the chief? Chief is building Shosho's playground in the backyard. Lieutenant Colonel Zhang is there too, Xiaoxia said. Her face was slightly red. Lin Shulan looked down. Shulan, come with me. Let's see if you need help, Bai Ye said. Lin Shulan replied with his head lowered. He followed behind Bai Ye. When she walked into the forest beside the house, she heard banging sounds. In the forest, Gu Lingqing had set up a swing. Although it was still between two trees, he had set up an aluminum pillar to stabilize it. He was also careful and considerate to prevent the insects from falling from the trees. Bai Ye smiled and continued to walk towards the backyard. Gu Lingqing had also set up a canopy in the backyard. The canopy was derived from the third floor. It was made of tempered glass and had an automatic sunshade. He had set up a small castle against the wall. The frame under the slide was filled with plastic balls. He had even placed a ball frame for children to play with. Next to the castle was a rocking chair. Gu Lingqing was installing a power supply. Zhang Xingyu had dug a pool next to the playground and was laying bricks. You've done so much in 2 hours. It feels like everything has changed. Bai Ye sighed. Gu Lingqing looked at her. There were other warriors who helped earlier, so it was fast. Shosho can play here in the future. It looks good. Even the fish pond is ready. It's better than my backyard in Seattle. Do you need help from Shulan? Bai Ye asked, rolling up her sleeves. The playground is almost ready. I've already installed the power supply. Zhang Xingyu can take his time to build the pond. There's no rush. There's no fish here anyway. What else do you need to do here? Gu Lingqing asked. Bai Ye looked at Gu Lingqing, touched. He had already prepared according to her wishes. Little Bai's nest doesn't seem to be ready. I still want to plant some flowers. I've already bought Little Bai's nest. I'm going to put it in the forest tomorrow. After that, I'll bring Little Bai over and we'll help him choose a wife tomorrow. We'll have to postpone helping him choose a wife. I'm going to look for Lu Shuang tomorrow, Bai Ye said apologetically. I'll go with you. Gu Lingqing was still worried. If you go, it'll be a different story if someone takes a picture of you. I'll go alone, Bai Ye said firmly. Then let Lin Shulan go with you. Bai Ye smiled. I'll be fine. If something happens, Shulan won't be able to stop him. Don't worry. Anyway, our relationship hasn't been made public yet. Even if it was, it'd be meaningless for them to catch me. I'll be gone for 2 to 3 days. I'll be back soon. Gu Lingqing remained silent. He didn't agree. There are some things that have to be resolved. Once it's resolved, I won't have any regrets. I'll just live a good life from now on, Bai Ye continued. You guys can chat online now. Video calls are fine too. You don't have to go first. Gu Lingqing thought of an idea. I don't have her contact details now. We've agreed that I'll look for someone when I get there. That person will bring me to her. So, we can't chat online. I won't go. Lin Shulan won't go. Let An Ying's people follow you. That way, I can rest assured. Otherwise, I won't be able to rest assured, Gu Lingqing said firmly. Bai Ye knew that he meant well, so she agreed. Let them follow us, but don't let anyone discover An Ying's whereabouts. I'm Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been adapted into a radio drama. Please follow me on WeChat. Fairy Lake. Chapter 820. Let's have dinner. Gu Lingqing picked up the tools on the ground and said to Zhang Xingyu, who was still working, let's have dinner together. All right. Zhang Xingyu put down the tools in his hands happily, turned on the tap and washed his hands. He smiled at Bai Ye, but he didn't see Lin Shulan. Bai Ye smiled and held Gu Lingqing's arm. He lowered his head to look at her, a warm and sweet feeling spreading from his heart. It was just a look and he felt that life was so beautiful. They entered the room and Song Shiyu had prepared dinner. Mommy, Mommy. Shosho ran over and passed the toy car to Bai Ye. Bai Ye's heart softened. She carried Shosho and kissed Shosho's soft face. Shosho likes cars. Che, take Mummy. After saying that, Shosho revealed a simple and honest smile. Song Shiyu heard it and walked to Shosho. He held Shosho's little Shosho. Are we bringing Grandma? Shosho pointed at Gu Lingqing. Daddy. He meant to bring Gu Lingqing. The corners of Gu Lingqing's mouth rose slightly. Shosho looked at Song Shiyu and was disappointed. He tapped Song Shiyu's nose. Grandma. Song Shiyu smiled. He held Shosho's hand and kissed it. Grandma has prepared dinner. It's time to eat. Xiao Xia came over. Madam, please feed young master. Thank you, Bai Ye replied. Xiao Xia carried Shosho and placed Shosho on the child's chair. She scooped some rice for Shosho and fed Shosho patiently. Zhang Xingyu's gaze landed on Xiao Xia. He smiled and blushed. After dinner, after taking a shower, Bai Ye was applying face cream. Gu Lingqing walked in. After glancing at her, she took her clothes and went to take a shower. Bai Ye lay on the bed, logged into the travel app, and checked the flights from A Nation to D Nation. In the end, she booked a flight ticket to D Nation at 11:53 a.m. tomorrow. Gu Lingqing came out of the washroom and looked at Bai Ye with burning eyes. Baiya noticed his gaze and placed his phone on the cabinet. He thought of something and asked Gu Lingqing, "How old is Zhang Xingyu this year?" 28, what's wrong? Gu Lingqing was confused. He should be at the age to get married and have children. I think he's interested in Xiao Xia, and Xiao Xia likes him too. It's not a bad idea to bring them together, Baiya said with a smile. Gu Lingqing sat beside her. When Zhang Xingyu gets married, I want to give him a villa. He's been with me since he was a teenager. How old is Lin Shulan? Baiya asked again. He should be younger than Zhang Xingyu. I'll have to look into it. Why? Do you want to introduce him to her too? Gu Lingqing hugged Baiya's waist. Her body smelled good and it smelled good. He moved closer and his breath landed on Baiya's neck. Baiya felt itchy. She pushed Gu Lingqing away and moved back. Gu Lingqing held her hand and said softly, "Don't push me away." His voice was too soft, but it had a strong penetrating power. It landed on her heart, and her abdomen was surging. Before she could think of how to reply, he kissed her on the lips. Gu Lingqing was strong, passionate, and could not be rejected. Soon, her body temperature was aroused by him, and her body was heating up. Gu Lingqing wanted to go in directly. Baiya said vaguely, "Lingqing, I'm not in my safe period." He answered. He lifted her waist and deepened the kiss. His love was like the spring rain, gentle and affectionate, falling on her body. Sometimes, it was like a storm, wild and raging. It played out one after another. In the end, he did not show his excitement. Baiya came back to her senses. Just as she was about to say something, Gu Lingqing held her cheek. "Xiaoya, let's get another girl." Baiya was slightly stunned. Gu Lingqing raised the corner of his mouth. Without saying anything, he kissed her on the lips. She liked children, and she had imagined having a house full of grandchildren. However, she and Gu Lingqing had just gotten together. She was not ready to have a child so soon. Moreover, Shosho still needed to be taken care of. If she was pregnant, she would have less time to take care of Shosho. In a daze, she fell asleep while thinking about all kinds of things. She was going to talk about Lin Shulan, but she was interrupted by a sudden rain and forgot to say it. The next day, she woke up naturally. It was 6:30, and Gu Lingqing was no longer there. After brushing her teeth and washing, she went out. Song Shiyu was busy in the kitchen. She did not disturb him. She went out of the courtyard and subconsciously walked to the back of the house. Zhang Xingyu was busy, and Gu Lingqing was not there. Zhang Xingyu noticed Baiya. He smiled and said, "Madam, are you looking for the chief?" The chief went to check on the soldiers' training. He will be back at 7:30. Since she saw Zhang Xingyu, she asked, "Xingyu, what do you think of Xiao Xia?" "Ah." Zhang Xingyu was stunned. He blushed and scratched his head. "Xiao Xia is very nice. She is very gentle and virtuous. She is also a doctor. I have seen her a few times at old madam's place. I have a good impression of her. Do you need me to ask for Xiao Xiao's opinion?" Baiya asked. "Madam, what do you mean?" Zhang Xingyu's eyes flickered. "You have to settle your marriage. You have been with Gu Lingqing, and Xiao Xia has been with me. If you like her, it will be a good thing. Xiao Xia is good at taking care of children," Baiya said meaningfully. Zhang Xingyu smiled shyly. "I'm just afraid that she won't like me." Baiya paused. "What about Shulan? What do you think of her?" Zhang Xingyu's smile froze. "We used to be comrades, but now, I am a little afraid of her. In her eyes, I am a disloyal and despicable person. It is quite embarrassing to see her. What if she likes you? What if all the insults are because she cares about you? Baya probed. I don't have that kind of feeling towards her. It is the feeling of blushing and my heart palpitating when she looks at me. You have feelings for Xiao Xia. Zhang Xingyu lowered his head and scratched his head. He nodded. I understand. You go ahead with your work. I will ask for Xiao Xia's opinion when I come back, Baya said gently. Thank you, madam. Zhang Xingyu saluted. Baya wanted to look for Gu Lingqing. But when she reached the entrance of the courtyard, she did not know where Gu Lingqing was watching the soldiers practice. Moreover, he was busy with his work. It was not appropriate for her to go there. She went back to the courtyard and sat on the swing. It was a chilly November morning. The air was fresh and quiet, but there was a sense of loneliness. Zhang Xingyu liked Xiao Xia, and Xiao Xia liked Zhang Xingyu. Lin Shulan was destined to be hurt. She had brought Zhang Xingyu and Xiao Xia together, which was a form of harm to Lin Shulan. She actually wanted Lin Shulan to get rid of the demons in his heart. He had wrongly given his heart to her. Only when he found his heart again could he be reborn. When she came back, she had to guide Lin Shulan and find her a Mr. Right. She wanted everyone around her to be happy. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 821. Time passed. Baya just sat there. It was too cold. She came down and practiced the boxing that Gu Lingqing taught her 3 times. Her face was sweating. She went back and prepared to take a shower. Xiaoya, time for breakfast, Song Shiyu said. Yes, thank you, Mom. I'll take a shower first. Is Shosho up yet? Baya looked at Shosho's room. He went to bed very late last night. He's still sleeping now. Thinking of Shosho's cute face, Baya smiled. She went into the bathroom and came out after the shower. She didn't want to have a child for the time being. It was too soon. So, she had to buy emergency contraceptive pills before boarding the plane. When she came out, Gu Lingqing was already back. He hugged her waist and kissed her on the forehead. Morning. What time did you get up this morning? I woke up at 6:30 and you weren't there. Baya was curious. The soldiers practice at 5:30. I went there at 5 o'clock. Gu Lingqing entered the room. Do you have to do this every day? Baya felt sorry for Gu Lingqing. It's a special situation. I don't have to go every day. It's the soldiers who have to work hard. I have a meeting at 8:30. What time is your flight? Gu Lingqing washed his hands and asked. My flight is at 11:53, but I have to wait 2 hours in advance. I'll leave after I have breakfast, pack my simple luggage, Baya said. Gu Lingqing was stunned. He turned to look at her. So fast. It's more than an hour to the airport. Time is tight. Don't take the car. Let the plane take you there. It'll only take half an hour. I'll get someone to get your boarding pass first. Then, you can arrive at 11 o'clock. My meeting will last for half an hour. I'll send you there. I'll definitely make it. Gu Lingqing wiped his hands and arranged. Don't worry about the meeting. You don't have to arrange a plane. It's too special. Just get someone to drive me to the airport. It's not like I won't come back. I'll come back after I'm done with the discussion, said Baya with a smile. Gu Lingqing held her arm and looked at her with burning eyes. She didn't say anything, but it seemed that she had said a lot. Baya also looked at him quietly. In the end, Gu Lingqing compromised. Call me when you arrive in Country D, I will video chat with you, Baya said with a smile. Well, let's have breakfast. He took her hand and went downstairs. Song Shiyu brought them 2 bowls of tofu pudding. I made this tofu pudding myself. Try it. Mom made this. It's amazing, Baiya praised. When I was young, Lingqing saw other people eating tofu pudding. I wanted to eat it too, so I learned, Song Shiyu explained. Mom is the best mom in the world, Baiya said. Song Shiyu looked at Gu Lingqing. He was still cool. He lowered his head and drank the tofu pudding. Here are the buns I made. Eat slowly. Song Shiyu took out 2 meat buns. The buns she made were gray in color. The flour was not loose, so it was chewy and the meat was firm. It's so relaxing to have someone taking care of us, sighed Baiya. Song Shiyu smiled. As long as you don't mind, I will always take care of you. Mom, Mom. Shosho's voice sounded. He ran towards Baiya happily. Shosho called me. Song Shiyu bent down. Grandma, Dad, Mom, Mom. Shosho rushed towards Baiya and hugged Baiya's leg. Baiya carried Shosho on her body. She picked up some meat from the bun and fed it to Shosho. Mua, mua, mua. Shosho made noises as he ate. His mouth was oily and red. His face was pink and tender. Baiya couldn't help but kiss his face. Shosho kissed Baiya's face too, leaving an oily spot. Baiya was happy. Shosho, Mom is going out. She will be back in a few days. What present do you want? Mom will buy it for you. Shosho looked at Baiya. Shosho wants to go too. Shosho is at home. Dad made a playground for Shosho. Mom will be back soon. Baiya scratched Shosho's nose. Madam, I'm here for Shosho. Xiao Xia smiled and carried Shosho. Shosho looked at Baiya and stretched out his hands. He wanted Baiya to feed him. Baiya had to pack her luggage. She didn't have much time. She looked at Shosho reluctantly. After Shiniyan's matter was settled, she wanted to stay here and spend some time with Shosho. This kind of life was too comfortable. Shosho, be good. Mom will go to the kitchen and get you some delicious buns. Grandma made them myself. Baiya stood up. She didn't carry Shosho. She walked into the kitchen and took out 2 buns. She placed them on the dining table and went upstairs to pack her luggage. Gu Lingqing came upstairs after breakfast. He hugged Baiya from behind. Baiya looked at him and smiled. I'm only going for a few days. It's not like I won't come back. If you do this, I won't want to go. Gu Lingqing lowered his head and kissed her on the lips. Baiya pushed him away and said helplessly, I really don't have time. If you don't have time, get the plane to send you there. Gu Lingqing said domineeringly. He held her chin and covered her mouth. She couldn't change his mind, so she just gave up. She would be fine if she took the medicine within 72 hours. At worst, she could go to Country D and buy it again. When they finished, half an hour had passed. Baiya looked at the time. It was 8:30. You have a meeting. Hurry up and get someone to send me there. Baiya closed her luggage in a hurry. You really don't need me to accompany you? Gu Lingqing asked again. Baiya smiled. How much did he want to accompany her? Sometimes, he seemed mature. But sometimes, he was childish. Wait for me to come back. Baiya kissed his cheek. She made up her mind. Gu Lingqing had no choice but to get Zhang Xingyu to send Baiya to the airport. On the way, Baiya tidied up her luggage again. She saw a pharmacy nearby. Zhang Xingyu, stop by the roadside. I want to buy something. Okay. Zhang Xingyu stopped by the roadside. Bai quickly went to the pharmacy to buy the 72-hour emergency contraception. Then, she went to the convenience store to buy a bottle of water. She got into the car and took the medicine. Is Madam not feeling well? Zhang Xingyu asked worriedly. I'm fine. Bai said ambiguously. She looked out of the window and changed the topic. How much longer until we get there? There's no hurry. The chief will arrange for someone to handle the boarding pass. We only need to arrive at 11:20. We can definitely make it. He said that the food on the plane is not good. He asked me to take you to have a simple meal at 10 o'clock before sending you off. I only had breakfast at 7:30. It's a little early to eat at 10 o'clock. I'm not hungry. There's no need to go through so much trouble. You can just send me to the airport directly. The chief said that if you refuse, he will ask me to go to the restaurant to get the ordered food for you to eat on the plane. Bai, how worried was Gu Lingqing that she would not have enough to eat. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Yao Qi. Chapter 822. However, she accepted his kind intentions. The plane flew for more than 6 hours, and she arrived in Country D. She had been sleeping on the plane. Fortunately, when she got off the plane, her head was only dizzy, but it didn't hurt. She went to the church to find the priest named Milo, according to the agreement she had with Lu Shuang. She expressed her intention, and the priest gave her a note. She searched according to the note and found that the door was closed, and there seemed to be no one inside. Did he go out? She saw the neighbor walking his dog, so she walked up and asked in a friendly manner, Hello, I want to ask, where did the neighbor go? You mean look. She left for a long time. A long time. Bai was shocked and puzzled. How long is a long time? Did she say where she went? About half a year. She left with Yen. They got married and went on a trip. As for when they will come back, I don't know, the neighbor said. Bai didn't come back to her senses for a few seconds. Lu Shuang and Jiang Yi got married. And they went on a trip together. How is that possible? What about Shanian? What should I do? Didn't they say that Lu Shuang likes Shanian? Is Gu Lingqing lying to her, or is the world unpredictable? The phone rang. Bai came back to her senses and saw that it was Gu Lingqing's call. She immediately answered. You're here. You didn't call me. Gu Lingqing's voice was very low, and there was a faint sense of sadness in it. Yes, I'm here. I came directly to Lu Shuang's place. Lu Shuang is not here anymore. The neighbor said that she left for half a year, Bai said worriedly. Her mind was blank. Left for half a year. She didn't contact you. No, she didn't send me an email either. I'm sure. I checked it before returning to China. Where would she go? What should I do? I can't find her. Bai was a little hesitant. The news was too shocking, and she was caught off guard. Don't worry. I have the heaven eyes, so I should be able to find out what happened half a year ago. I'll ask someone to check it now. Give me the address where Lu Shuang lived before, Gu Lingqing said. I will send it to you now, Bai said quickly. The investigation may take a few days. When will you come back? Gu Lingqing asked worriedly. Tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Text me after you buy the plane ticket. I'll send someone to pick you up, Gu Lingqing said softly. Her tone was much better than before. Bai knew what Gu Lingqing was thinking. Although he didn't say it, he still cared about her very much. But where on earth did Lu Shuang go? If she couldn't find Lu Shuang, how could she save Shanian? Lu Shuang had married someone else. After Shanian came out, what could they do to stop Shanian's revenge? Baya found a hotel nearby. After checking in, the more she thought about it, the more confused she became. She remembered that Lu Shuang didn't want to be with Shen Yin. She helped Lu Shuang escape. What happened after that? Why did Lu Shuang fall in love with Shen Yin? She called Su Changhe. Baya, you're back. How do you feel? Su Changhe said warmly. Senior, do you know what happened to Lu Shuang? Baya asked. Lu Shuang is your friend, right? I know a little. Can you tell me everything? Hearing Baya's question, Su Changhe knew that she still hadn't remembered the past. She is the woman Shen Yin, the former president of a country. Shen Yin's wife is Hua Zixing from M country. Hua Zixing has a girl called Nan Gongyu. Shen Yin imprisoned Nan Gongyu for Lu Shuang. To protect Lu Shuang, Shen Yin even wanted to kill Nan Gongyu's brother. Because of this, Shen Yin was pulled down from the position of president and imprisoned. Lu Shuang was also sent away by Shen Yin. Does Lu Shuang like Shen Yin? Baya asked. I'm not sure about this. You know what happened to you. Even if I ask, you won't tell me. Moreover, I didn't ask, Su Changhe said apologetically. She could feel that Shen Yin liked Lu Shuang. What mattered was Lu Shuang's feelings. She didn't have a headache at first, but when she thought about it, she had a terrible headache. Unconsciously, she fell asleep without eating. At night, she had a dream. She dreamed that she was surrounded by darkness. It was so dark that she couldn't see her own fingers. She was alone. She called Gu Lingqing's name, but no one answered her. A girl's voice appeared and kept repeating the same sentence, Who are you? You are not Baya. Who are you? The voice was hoarse, and it was so sharp that it almost pierced her eardrums. Baya woke up in shock. She sat up, sweating all over. She picked up her phone and looked at it. It was already 6:00 in the morning in D country. She calmed herself down and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth. When she came out, she sat on the bed and spaced out for a while. She was at her wit's end in D country. She might as well think of a way when she returned home. Moreover, she had to meet Shen Yin again. She opened the app and booked a flight back to China at 10:20 a.m. She got up and checked out of the room. She had breakfast at a nearby restaurant before heading to the airport. On the way, she sent a message to Gu Lingqing. I've booked a flight back to China at 10:20 a.m. I'll arrive in a country at around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You go ahead with your work. I'll contact you then. Gu Lingqing called her immediately. Baya was slightly stunned. It was only 4 a.m. in a country now. Did you not sleep, or did I wake you up? Baya asked apologetically. I haven't slept yet. I want to settle everything today. I'll accompany you in the afternoon, Gu Lingqing said softly. It's not good for your health. Don't stay up late if you don't have to. You're older than me. What if you get sick? Hurry up and rest. I know. There's one thing. Because of the memory problem, the videos from 6 months ago are all gone. Now they're using face recognition. The key is that many of the video systems in D country still need to be decoded. So, they can't find her in a short time. I'm sorry. What about Shen Yin? If Lu Shuang is not here, I'm not sure if Shen Yin will take revenge. Baya consulted Gu Lingqing's opinion. You can't stop doing what you're supposed to do because of fear. Release Shen Yin as usual. He's not a bad person. If he's still in power, he should be a wise ruler. However, the political situation is unpredictable. There are many things that you can't do as you please. We'll discuss it after you come back. Well, if I can't mobilize Shen Yin's invisible force, I'll see if I can find mercenaries to solve this problem. No, Hu won't allow you to use mercenaries. This matter will become a weakness for him. I'll think of a way, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Okay. We'll talk about it when I come back. Go and rest early. Bai Yi said and hung up the phone. She had just arrived at the airport when 8 people blocked her way. Bai Yi wanted to escape subconsciously. She turned around and saw another 8 people walking towards her. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Jade Lake. Chapter 823. Ning, who was hiding at the side, appeared immediately. There were infrared dots on the foreheads of the 16 people. If they acted rashly, they would go to hell immediately. As expected, those people stopped moving. They looked at each other. Little Bai. Lu Shuang's voice was heard. Bai Yi looked towards the source of the voice and saw Lu Shuang. Shuang, why are you here? Where have you been? Lu Shuang walked towards Bai Yi. They are my men. Jiang Yi knew that you were coming and found out that you bought a plane ticket. So I brought my men to wait for you here. Bai Yi looked around and said, they are Lu Shuang's men. The infrared dots on their foreheads disappeared. Lu Shuang smiled. Are those people protecting you? Bai Yi nodded. Gu Lingqing sent them. Is he okay? When I left, he was still in danger. Xing Buhua is not Gu Lingqing. Lu Shuang asked with concern. He is back in the military now. It's not that Hu promised us to release Shiniyan. He just needs your help. Lu Shuang lowered his eyes. There was sadness in his eyes. Then, he smiled again. Let's find a place to talk. I booked a flight at 10 o'clock. I'll change it to tomorrow. I'll call Lingqing, Bai Yi said and took out her phone. Get in the car first. Lu Shuang took Bai Yi's hand and walked away. Bai Yi noticed that Lu Shuang had something on his mind, but she also believed that Lu Shuang would not hurt her. She got into Lu Shuang's car first, but she was worried that Gu Lingqing was sleeping at this time, so she didn't call him. Instead, she texted him, Lingqing, you don't have to look for Lu Shuang anymore. Lu Shuang came to me just now. I want to talk to him today. I've changed the ticket to tomorrow. Lu Shuang glanced at Bai Yi's phone and smiled. It's great that you guys are still together. Bai Yi changed her ticket and looked at Lu Shuang. Your neighbor said that you're married. It's Jiang Yi, right? Lu Shuang nodded. Uncle has waited for me for such a long time. He has taken good care of me. Besides, I'm already so old. Other than uncle, no one else wants me. What about Shiniyan? Don't you like him? Bai Yi probed. Lu Shuang's eyes flickered. He wanted to say something but stopped. Bai Yi held her hand. Is there anything else that you can't tell me? Xiaoya, people's feelings will change. The person I like now is uncle. Shiniyan might not be able to come out for the rest of his life. Lu Shuang lowered his head. Bai Yi frowned slightly. What you mean is that you liked Shiniyan before, but because Shiniyan was arrested, you thought that he would never be able to come out for the rest of his life. So when you were with Jiang Yi, you fell in love with Jiang Yi? Yes, Lu Shuang replied. His chest was heaving up and down violently. He didn't dare to look at Bai Yi. But now, Shiniyan is going to be released. I'm here to talk to you about this, Bai Yi said. Lu Shuang didn't hide her surprise. She held Bai Yi's hand. He's really going to be released. Is what you said true? Bai Yi looked at Lu Shuang calmly. Lu Shuang also realized that she was too impulsive. Her face looked weird, but she still couldn't hide her joy. She murmured, I knew it. He wouldn't be locked up forever. He would definitely come out. She couldn't hold back her tears. Her tears fell on the back of Baiya's hand. With Baiya's knowledge, she could tell that Lu Shuang was unusual at first glance. Since she believed that Shiniyan would be released, how could she have said that Shiniyan would never be able to come out for the rest of his life? Lu Shuang was a straightforward person. She wasn't good at pretending and hiding. She must have something on her mind. That was why she was so contradictory and contrasting. His crime of imprisoning Nan Gongyu isn't small. We can't release Xing Buhua directly. We need you to save him, Baiya said. Save him. We have to save him. Tell me, how do I save him? Lu Shuang asked immediately. Baiya looked at the chauffeur. Let's get out of the car and take a walk. I haven't seen the scenery of country D. Bring me around. Lu Shuang knew that Baiya wanted to talk to him alone. He nodded. Okay. Stop the car. They held hands and went to the park nearby. Are you sure you don't have any listening devices on you? Baiya asked. I don't think so. But maybe someone put it on me. I don't know, Lu Shuang said uncertainly. Let's make sure everything is safe. I'll get someone to check on you. Baiya called Zhang Xingyu. After a while, a hidden figure came out. He used a device to check on the two of them and confirmed that there were no problems. Baiya then said, what we mean is that we need you to personally contact an invisible person to save Shiniyan. This is just on the surface. The truth is, when you guys save him, it will cause a huge fire. We'll tell the public that Shiniyan died in the fire. In fact, we'll release him and he'll live an incognito life. Xiao Bai. Lu Shuang wanted to say something but stopped. He looked at Baiya worriedly. What's wrong? Baiya didn't understand. Lu Shuang still didn't say it. He changed his words and said, I don't need an invisible person, okay? I'll get Jiang Yi to save him. Jiang Yi is from country D. Even if they pursue the matter, they won't be able to pursue it to country D. Is that okay? This is the best. However, Shiniyan likes you, and you're married to Jiang Yi. If Jiang Yi rescues him, have you thought about how to deal with the relationship between the three of you? I'll make it clear to Shiniyan. I'm already married. He deserves to find a better one. He was pulled down from the position of president because of you and was locked up for so long. When he comes out, he'll know that you're married. I'm worried that he might not be able to take it, Baiya reminded. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. His eyes flickered as he avoided Baiya's gaze. I don't know what to do either. Anyway, the first thing is to save him. As for the other things, we'll talk about it later. Moreover, I remember that Shiniyan and Jiang Yi didn't have a good relationship, right? Baiya didn't know if this information was real or just her imagination. Shiniyan had a girlfriend who was Jiang Xingyu's sister. She committed suicide for Shiniyan. So, Jiang Xingyu hates Shiniyan. That's how their hatred came about, Lu Shuang explained. So, if you use Jiang Yi's people to save Shiniyan, will he help? Baiya doubted. He will. In fact, the one who will save Shiniyan is not him, but you guys. At that time, Shiniyan will still be free, and Jiang Xingyu might not be able to find him. Moreover, the power behind Shiniyan is actually very strong. Even if he doesn't become president, Jiang Xingyu won't be able to deal with him. But if you marry Jiang Yi, it will become a sharp knife that will pierce Shiniyan's heart. I don't want it either, Lu Shuang said softly. What do you mean by that? Baiya understood what he was implying. I am Qin Tang Tang. The novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat Fairy Lake. Chapter 824. Lu Shuang realized that he had said something wrong. He stuttered and thought of a reason. He explained, I can't control myself when I like someone. After saying this, she felt guilty. She withdrew her hand and tugged at her clothes nervously. Bai Yi saw Lu Shuang's little action. Lu Shuang didn't want to tell her the reason. If she asked again, it would only make Lu Shuang feel more repulsed. Cool girl, if you need help one day, just contact me. I'll go through fire and water to help you, Bai Yi promised. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. Well, you can check in first. After that, send me the address. I'll go back and talk to Jiang Yi. I'll contact you after I make some plans. What do you think we should do? Okay, I'll talk to them too. Then I'll leave first. Lu Shuang said shyly and walked towards the road. Cool girl, give me your number so that we can contact each other in the future. Bai Yi said. Oh. Lu Shuang hit his forehead. I'm silly. I forgot this important time. What's your number? Bai Yi gave her number to Lu Shuang. When Lu Shuang called, the phone rang. Bai Yi edited Lu Shuang's number and watched Lu Shuang leave in a hurry. In her impression, Lu Shuang was a careless, heartless, straightforward, and easygoing person. What had actually happened? She kept stuttering and evading. Bai Yi stayed in a nearby hotel and rested for a while. Her mind was in a mess. She was worried that Gu Lingqing was sleeping now, so it was not convenient for her to call him. She stood up, stood in front of the window, and called Xing Buhua. Xiaoya, what's wrong? Xing Buhua asked softly. I'm in country D. I met Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang said that he would use Jiang Ye's men to save Shen Yin. I'll inform her when you're done. Xiaoya, don't worry about it. Just pretend that you don't know anything about it. I'll have someone contact your friend. No. Bai Yi paused. She felt that she had to let Xing Buhua know. Lu Shuang married Jiang Yi. What? Then who will control Shen Yin? Xing Buhua was shocked. Even so, Lingqing and I still hope that you let Shen Yin go, Bai Yi said. Xing Buhua was silent on the other end. All of you have made up your mind. Good. I'll go with you. Give me Lu Shuang's number. I'll have someone communicate with them. You don't have to worry about it, Xing Buhua said. Okay. Bai Yi hung up the phone and called Lu Shuang. Xiao Bai, I'm still in the car. Tell me. Lu Shuang, someone contacted you. He's in charge of the rescue plan, Bai Yi said. Thank you, Xiao Bai. If it weren't for you, Shen Yin would never be released. Thank you, Xiao Bai. Lu Shuang's voice was a little choked. Bai Yi could tell that she still liked Shen Yin. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been so excited when she heard that Shen Yin was going to be released. Lu Shuang was a person who said whatever he wanted and did whatever he wanted. Why did he become so cautious now? It seemed that there was nothing for her to do here. Lu Shuang should not be in the mood to catch up with her. She'd better go back to China first and discuss with Gu Lingqing. She wouldn't be so hesitant now. She rebooked the flight back to land at 14:00 this afternoon. She had a good lunch and sent a message to Gu Lingqing before she got on the plane. I'll arrive at land at about 14:00 this afternoon. She closed her eyes and slept as soon as she got on the plane. She woke up again and again in a daze. She didn't wake up until the plane landed. She turned on her phone as soon as she got off the plane. His phone was full of incoming calls. There were calls from Xing Buhua, Gu Lingqing, Lu Shuang, and Zhang Xingyu. She called Gu Lingqing back first. Have you arrived? Gu Lingqing asked. Yes, I didn't check my luggage. I'm going to the exit now. I'm at the door. Bai Yi smiled and felt warm in her heart. Gu Lingqing was not a man of words, but he was a man of action. She went out and saw him at a glance. He took the luggage from her hands and asked worriedly, "Are you tired of flying continuously?" "I haven't been flying continuously. I've been sleeping all the time. My brother has asked someone to contact Lu Shuang and asked me not to care about this matter," Baiya said. "He has his concerns. It's not a good thing for you to be caught if you show up too much. Since he has made arrangements, it's good that Shiniyan can be rescued." Lu Shuang's matter. Baiya wanted to say something but stopped on second thought. "I don't know what kind of impact it will have on Shiniyan. Besides, I think Lu Shuang has something wrong, but he won't tell me. Can you send someone to help me check it out?" "Okay." Gu Lingqing replied and put his arm around Baiya's shoulder. "Shiniyan is a smart and resourceful person. Don't worry too much, because it's useless to worry. If Lu Shuang still likes Shiniyan, Shiniyan will know what to do." Baiya nodded and called Lu Shuang back. "Little Bai, you're back in China." "Yes." "Has that person contacted you?" "Jiang Yi is contacting him. After Shiniyan was rescued." Lu Shuang paused and didn't ask further. "Is he okay now?" "Shuang, if you like him, then be with him. If you don't like him, then don't give him any more hope. When hope is shattered, it will be despair and hurt people's hearts. If you've decided not to be with him, don't care about him and don't miss him," Baiya reminded. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. Mist filled his eyes and condensed into tears. "He was caught because of me. After he was rescued, he should have come back to you. You owe him an explanation." "Don't avoid it," Baiya said. "Okay, then I'll hang up first. I'm going to have dinner." Lu Shuang choked with sobs and hung up the phone. Baiya leaned on Gu Lingqing's shoulder. "We can't change others. The only thing we can do is to change ourselves and be ourselves. We'll talk about the future in the future. Let's go back first. Shosho misses you very much. He wants to look for his mother early in the morning." Gu Lingqing changed the topic. Baiya thought of Shosho's cute face and smiled. "Lingqing, Shosho is still young. He needs to be taken care of. Can you delay the matter of having another child?" Gu Lingqing looked at her and nodded. "There's still a long way to go." Baiya smiled and hugged his waist. They went to the VIP area together. She couldn't wait to see Shosho. "I've already applied to arrange a job for you as a counselor. Your working hours will be from 12 to 5 p.m. on Thursdays. You're free at other times." "What a free job. Didn't you say that you want to build a community for military families?" "I need you to do this. I've already applied for the land. You'll be busy from now on. If you can't take it, let me know," Gu Lingqing said carefully. Baiya smiled. She seemed to see happiness waving at her. Chapter 825. However, when she thought of Lu Shuang, her heart sank again. Although she rationally told herself that she couldn't do anything about it, that life was chosen by Lu Shuang, and that her own decisions weren't what Lu Shuang wanted, she still faintly felt sad, like a misty rain. Soon, they arrived at the military area and she went back to the villa. Shosho should be playing in the backyard. Gu Lingqing reminded her. Baiya put down her bag and rushed to the backyard. Shosho was sliding. When he saw Baiya coming, he stopped. "Mom, Mom. Hug, hug." Baiya felt warm inside. She should have bought a gift for Shosho in Country D. Because she was preoccupied, she didn't buy a gift. She picked up Shosho apologetically. "Mom will take you out to play later. Do you want to go?" "Go, go, go." Shosho was happy and smiled. "Let's go now." Baiya returned to the room with Shosho in her arms. Gu Lingqing was still there. She said to Gu Lingqing, "I will take Shosho out to play, go to the supermarket and buy some snacks. What do you want to buy? I will ask someone to send it over. The supermarket in this town belongs to the Gu Corporation. Gu Lingqing said. There is fun in shopping and buying when you see the real thing. I will go with Shosho. I will go with you. Gu Lingqing said. Baiya smiled. You are busy with work. I will go with Shosho and Xiao Xia. Then bring Shu Lan too. Mom went on a business trip yesterday and will be back in a week. Baiya looked at the time on her watch. It was already 15 o'clock. I will come back at 17:30 to make dinner. Can I make it? You are too tired from the flight today. Don't cook. Since you are going out, have fun. Eat in a restaurant outside. Don't rush back. I will eat in the cafeteria. Baiya tiptoed and kissed Gu Lingqing's face. Gu Lingqing looked at her. She also felt embarrassed. When Gu Lingqing wanted to return to the bride's side, Shosho pushed Gu Lingqing away. He looked serious and guarded. Gu Lingqing went to kiss Baiya again, but Shosho still pushed Gu Lingqing away, which made Baiya laugh. Gu Lingqing's face darkened. He picked up Shosho and put him on the ground. He kissed Baiya and went to work in the study. Shosho pointed at Gu Lingqing in annoyance, his brows furrowed. Kiss, kiss. Baiya smiled, squatted down, and kissed Shosho's face. This made Shosho happy. Hug, hug. Baiya carried Shosho, took her bag, and called Xiao Xia and Lin Shulan to go out. Along the way, Baiya taught Shosho how to sing "Mommy is the best in the world." Shosho knew how to sing, so he sang along with Baiya. Shosho sings really well. What other songs do you know? Baiya asked. Suddenly, Lin Shulan braked. Baiya hit the chair and looked in front. What's wrong? Madam, stay in the car. I'll go and take a look. Lin Shulan said cautiously. After getting out of the car, he immediately closed the door. He walked to the front of the car and saw an old man lying on the ground. Old man, I don't remember hitting you. If you're trying to blackmail me, I have the car recording, Lin Shulan said. The old man who was lying on the ground opened his eyes and looked at Lin Shulan strangely. He got up and left angrily. Lin Shulan, she returned to the car and continued driving. She stopped at the parking lot in front of the supermarket in town. Shulan, Baiya called gently. Lin Shulan looked at Baiya, nodded, and stood respectfully. Madam. Baiya smiled. Let's talk later. Ah. Lin Shulan lowered his head. They entered the supermarket together. Baiya placed Shosho on the trolley while Xiao Xia pushed Shosho to the children's area to play. Baiya brought Lin Shulan to walk around casually. Have you thought it through? Baiya asked. He doesn't like me. Or maybe, he hates me, Lin Shulan said. In ancient China, there was an emperor called Zhu Yuanzhang. One day, when he wasn't an emperor, one of his companions came to him and told him about their bitter past. He was crying and snot. When Zhu Yuanzhang heard it, he said that he didn't know this person and killed him. After that, another person went to find Zhu Yuanzhang. He didn't say anything about his bitter past. He just said that Zhu Yuanzhang had the appearance of an emperor and was promoted. Do you know why? Baiya said gently. Lin Shulan smiled bitterly. Because I witnessed his betrayal. He was a despicable person and he was disloyal and unjust. That's why he feels sad when he sees you. You represent his disgraceful past. He won't fall in love with you. Instead of waiting for someone who won't fall in love with you, why not find someone who treats you well? Women fall in love with people who treat them well easily, Baiya said with a smile. Lin Shulan looked at Baiya. Madam, I understand. Thank you, madam, for coming to chat with me. Actually, I've forgotten a lot of things in the past. But from the fact that you became Song Shiyu's goddaughter, you should be a very charming person. Don't let someone who doesn't love you destroy your confidence. You're actually very outstanding and beautiful. When we go back, I'll teach you how to put on makeup, Baya said with a smile. Yeah. Lin Shulan slightly raised the corner of her mouth. I feel much better now that I've given up. What if Zhang Xingyu got together with Xiao Xia? Would he feel better? Lin Shulan was stunned. Xiao Xia. Zhang Xingyu has always been surrounded by men. These few years, he has been traveling with Gu Lingqing. He doesn't have many chances to meet girls. So, it's normal for him to get together with Xiao Xia, Baya explained. Lin Shulan nodded. Yes, just like how I like Zhang Xingyu because I don't meet many men. It's the same logic when Zhang Xingyu and I are by your side. Have you thought it through? Baya asked gently. He didn't like me from the start. So, it's destined to be fruitless. I'll be tired too. I'll arrange blind dates for you and introduce you to outstanding men. There will definitely be one who has been waiting for you for a long time, Baya comforted him. Thank you, madam, Lin Shulan said sincerely. Let's go and see Shosho and the rest. Okay, I'll buy it, Baya said readily. Shosho was elated. He hugged the car tightly and didn't let go. Baya walked to the vegetable section. She wanted to buy some vegetables. Madam, fresh vegetables are delivered every day. You don't have to buy them today, Lin Shulan reminded her. Baya nodded. She didn't buy any vegetables. Instead, she bought a lot of snacks. When she went to the checkout counter, there was a man who kept looking at her. Baya glanced at the man. He was very good-looking. He had handsome features and a deep expression. He was dressed very trendy, but he gave off a bad vibe. His every movement had the aura of a nobleman. He had a good figure too. He wasn't an ordinary man. He was the type that attracted women. Moreover, she felt a strong sense of familiarity with him. She also felt a faint sadness. But, she just couldn't remember.